can dream again. I'll tell you all my secrets. We're encouraged like a second skin. The kids are all dying. We're dying to believe again. Run through the open streets. We take what is needed. They say we're the young ones, but we live for it, we die for it, we live for it forever. They say we're the young ones, but we live for it, we live for it, we live for it forever. We can dream all night till the sun rises. They say we're the young ones, but we live for it, we die for it, we live for it forever. I'll meet you at the airport. You know that we can touch the sky. Dancing in the aisles. We're skating on the clouds of fire. The kids are all dying. We're dying to believe again. Run through the open streets. We take what is needed. Open up the skies, see the heavens clearer. I could change your mind. We know where we came from. Set our hearts on fire. The dreamers are all here. We could change your mind. They say we're the young ones, but we live for it, we die for it, we live for it forever. They say we're the young ones, but we live for it, we live for it, we live for it forever. We can dream all night till the sun rises. They say we're the young ones, but we live for it, we die for it, we live for it forever. We live for it forever.
But I never really knew that it was over till the quiet and the echoes became colder. And I never really knew that it was over till the quiet and the echoes became colder. took my love, then gave it back. It's yours to leave, but it won't keep me from this heart attack. And I'll try to carry on again, but I never really knew that it was over.
I can't find my way back to you until you make amends with the demons you've been through. And I can't regret leaving you alone until you find your way back home. Find your way back home. Don't let me drown. Don't let me drown. Don't let me drown. Until you find your way back home. can't regret leaving you alone until you find your way back home.
This kind of love is never sober, and wandering eyes aren't meant for me. We're hypnotized and growing colder. This kind of love is not for me. I gave you all that
Hello everybody, what's up, what's up? Can you guys hear me? Gambit, are you on call with me? Can you hear me as well? RIP Gambit, I think his mic is muted.
I'm here.
What's up, man?
I'm waiting for the brackets to load up. So I can...
Yeah, this
I will look
normally happens every single time the brackets load up and my browser crashes. It's
Yeah,
amazing
it's
how... It's amazing how Faceit manages to run like 1000+ games at the same time every year without, or rather with minimal glitches.
Yeah, it's actually very, very less. I mean, most of the games go smoothly. Sometimes there are some games which are dropped. But I think they have support tickets and people
Yeah.
are generally okay with Faceit running it.
You'll always see like one complaint or one or two complaint threads about a team that was left behind in the dust and shit. Reddit, that complaint flare is really... Yeah, I think it's most active during the TI Open Qualifiers.
Yeah. I mean, it's very organized and it's very systematic. So most of the times when the teams do actually miss out on stuff, it's because of something they failed to catch out on. So I won't really blame Faceit too much for it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, for those of you that are just tuning in, we are going to be broadcasting the Southeast Asian Open Qualifiers. We're going to broadcast as many games as we can. No promises that we're staying till the end because unfortunately we have a man down. Vivek was supposed to join us and help lighten the blow, but who knows? Let's see if we can do this. I mean, we've done it before, right? 4 days times, what, 8-10 hours each day. The problem is we've got a LAN coming up just a couple of days after, so if our voices are done by the end of it, we won't be able to perform at the LAN.
When is the LAN though? I think it's all the way back. It's in July, so we still have time.
No, it's on the 29th and then the 1st and 2nd.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, most of you have already figured we're going to be following Entity Gaming's journey through the brackets. For those that are uninitiated, they are a team that has now picked up international players, so import duties do apply and they got them before GST kicked in. 3 Pinoys and 2 Indians, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, 3 Pinoys and 2 Indians. That's about right. And the captain is Pinoy as well. So we'll probably get to see a new version of Entity, slightly different from what we've been seeing in the ESL India Premiership. But I think day one should be pretty easy for them. They do look like a decent team who should be able to get through day one pretty easily. Day two they might have some hiccups. I mean, there are a lot of good teams in the Open Qualifiers. Did you have a chance to go through the brackets?
No, but so Liquipedia's wiki actually has a list of noteworthy teams for the Open Qualifiers. So I'm kind of referring to that. And Entity is actually mentioned in there as a noteworthy team. So they do consider Entity to be one of the contenders to make it through. Let's we've got some time, so I'm just going to quickly jump over to the SEA Open Qualifiers. And yeah, they've got Execration, WG Youth, Boom Indonesia, Trust, yeah, pretty much all known names. I see MVP Revolution, who's on that roster? I've never heard of any of these guys. Pubbers, Stormcat, yeah, I have no clue who these guys are, but apparently they're a known team.
I also think somebody did win the Champions Cup yesterday. I believe it was a team called Skate Stars.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone else registered for the Champions Cup, which is strange.
Oh, how is that possible? How does no one register for a
It's strange
method.
because that actually happened last year as well.
Yeah, it does, but I think it's time people start taking the Champions Cup seriously because it guarantees you direct entry into the regional.
I know, it should have... It's strange that more teams didn't participate for it. I'm pretty certain Entity had won a Battle Cup themselves, so they should have been up for it. Let's have a look at the main qualifiers. Wikipedia usually updates very quickly. Yeah, so it's Skate Masters from Australia. And hey, they're not an unknown team, man. I see Lord Boons in their ranks, so they probably did win for all you know.
Yes, MVP Revolution is a team from Kyrgyzstan. Wow.
I
haven't
don't even
said
know
the,
where that is.
name
on
of
the
that
map,
country
isn't it?
in I don't know where.
Okay, so look at Wikipedia. Apparently, I was right. Skate Masters automatically qualified as they were the only registered team on the Southeast Asia Champions Cup. Come on, guys.
So basically, how does it work? So you basically have to win a Tier 8 cup, right? And then, what if more than one team?
I think winning a Tier 7 cup gives you access as well, because I mean, we won
Didn't
the
you
last...
win a Tier 7 cup? How come you didn't register?
I do have. I actually... Why would I register? Come on, man. It's not like I have a shot at all. But I did have that ticket, the Champions Cup qualifier ticket in my inventory. Yeah, there it is.
Damn.
Add to collection.
That's a little saddening to hear, honestly. That
Yeah, I mean, none of the regions have actually given it importance. North America had, what, 4 teams. Europe actually had 16 teams, or close to 16 teams. China had, what, 4, 8, again, 16 teams. I'd have expected a lot more teams signing up through the Champions Cup, I have to admit. How many are there in the SEA Open Qualifier? Do you have a number on that?
how many
teams
are registered this time?
I
believe it's
694.
694, yeah.
694 teams signed up for this, but one team signed up for the Champions Qualifier.
I mean, it's actually around 500, I would say. Because most teams don't show up on day one.
It's going up though, 696 now. 697.
Yeah, I believe Faceit has a last-minute check-in system as well, where you can check in half an hour before the game starts.
Alright, that's what's happening. Teams are checking in now.
See, people are dropping out as well. Okay. I think we still have a little bit of time for this.
Yeah, we have, I think, 5 minutes till the brackets go live, but yeah, I see a few familiar names coming up on stream. We've actually got the stream running on YouTube and on Twitch, and we're running it with a delay because we have access to the lobbies, by the way, guys. So we're actually going to be official casters for the SEA Open Qualifiers for the international. Wow! This is when you need your chat wheel, man. That was such a womanly version of LD's wow. But yeah, there's delay on stream, so we won't be able to engage with you guys too much. But quick shoutouts on YouTube. Hello to the Gaming Swami. Hello to Rohan Patil, Reese Mascarenas, Anirudh Yadav, Nina Jagade, and many more. And on Twitch, what up, Stamp of Class? Nice to see you back again. Termi, 2OP Live, bye. There's bot commands hooked up as well, so you can always type exclamation brackets, you can type exclamation details and exclamation playlist on both YouTube and Twitch chat.
Wow. You worked your ass off for this. I just clicked to connect on Discord and I was in.
Noob. Yeah, it's very last minute actually. I was hoping to do a lot more, but you know, I wasn't sure if we'd be able to pull this off at all up until today. So it's going to be very basic production value, guys. And we're also going to keep it casual and light because we don't want to rip a hole through our voices. As we mentioned earlier, we're going to be doing the ESL India Premiership LAN event coming up at the end of this month. So we're going to keep it simple.
So do you have a team who you think have the easiest route in the open qualifiers?
Nah, man, it's such a hard qualifier, mostly because of the format. A best of one knockout, anybody could go down at any moment. I think day 2 should have BO3s. Semi-finals onwards are usually BO3s, right?
No, yeah, semi-finals onward, but day 2 starts at quarters, I believe, or maybe one round before that, round of 16.
I think it depends on the number of teams that are there.
No, I mean I covered the article for this. So I should
Ah,
be-
okay.
Who's playing in execution this time? There's Chemo is there. There's Nando as well.
Execration.
Mongols in it. Both the WG lost one of their players, I believe.
I am not too familiar with rosters on the SEA circuit anymore. There's been so many shuffles of late. There's also O2 Esports that's not mentioned as a notable participant. O2 Esports is Yamate's new team.
Okay, I don't think I've seen Yamate playing. Isn't Yamate playing for White Prize this time?
No,
Is
he's
White
playing
Prize
for-
even there this time?
I don't think White Prize is there, but he's playing with O2 Esports alongside damn, I don't even remember who he's got on his team anymore. But Yamate is like, you know, that late Latif of SEA Dota. He shows up only when there's like SEA qualifiers, occasionally wins it, goes to the regionals and then taps out over there.
Yeah, that's HY as well. But yeah, I think WG Unity they have a very strong roster. They have Nana, they have Kang, they have X Nova, they even have Net. They had that issue with Net, I believe, right? Where Net couldn't leave the team and then he did leave the team.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, it.
I mean, I
hella
wasn't too clued
confusing.
in on the drama, but that's something like that. I think they have Ven replacing Net at the moment. S1 Lycos. Yeah, their lineup looks standard. I think Miracle plays for Boom ID.
Is he? He's moved to Indonesia now.
He was in Fnatic, right? And then he got moved to that lineup, to the sub lineup, and he left and he went Boom ID, I believe. I remember Crowley telling me something like that. RRQ EVOS next generation. That's Vietnamese team. I'm pretty sure we'll come across as the brackets streamline, as the brackets become more streamlined, we'll come across teams and players. It's the interface is really hard to find players and teams because it's just a list of teams and you can't really see.
Yeah. Wait, brackets have just gone live, so matches will be hosted in a few seconds as well.
Okay.
Yep, my browser crashed. This happens every single time the brackets go live, every year.
I have loaded up the brackets. A lot of buys in the first round I can see from the...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Entity is gonna get a buy as well.
Okay. Did you cursed my browser as well? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You couldn't. You tried, but you couldn't. ETGG. Is Entity Gaming on the team?
I think they should be ETE.
Nah, shouldn't it be ETG? Have they changed the name?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, my brackets
Yeah,
are
this
not
looks like
loading
the
yet.
team. Job easy. ETGG. That's them.
Alright, is their game up? Do they have a buy?
They have a buy, yeah.
Okay, so who's playing... What's the match before them? We can follow that one and then jump into the game versus Entity.
A match before them is a match between... Not before them, so they'll be playing the winner of KRNT versus Team E5. I have no idea who these people are. All their
find out,
players
man.
have registered with phone numbers. So, yep.
Okay, let's jump into that one.
Some guy's number is 1965, so he's playing with my dad probably. That's what it looks like.
Okay, I've hit the spectate button, but the bot doesn't like me. I haven't got an invite yet.
Are we looking for KRNT?
Yeah.
KRNT versus Team E5. It says configuring. I'll mute myself for a moment. I'll be back pretty quick.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna try and get the brackets loaded up. Guys, let me know if the audio is haywire. I mean, I don't know if the microphone is too soft or if the music is too loud or what, because I'm actually running just one monitor today, so I have no preview. I can't keep tabbing in and out as well, or the game starts lagging. Just third world problems. Okay, my brackets have loaded up. Entity got a bye. They're going to be playing the winner of KRNT and Team E5. Okay, then let's move forward through the bracket to see who they're going to face if they keep winning. Nah, it's too soon. It's probably going to be FDG. I see Fire Dragoon somewhere in and around their bracket. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there's going to be 6 rounds of matches. That's 6 back-to-back games today. And tomorrow at 1:30 in the afternoon is when the round of 16 will begin. So we're going to finish up with the round of 32 today. Assuming Entity wins all of their games, that is. Okay, lobby's up. Gambit, you should probably join ASAP. Gambit.
Yeah, I'm in front of the PC.
Well
Just
done.
mute.
Well done. The game has started without you. You had to go AFK, didn't you?
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Do you feel stupid now, Gambit?
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Yeah, there's no way you can join this lobby again now, so I'm just gonna have to solo cast this. You sit quietly on the side while I do this
10
myself.
seconds
Thank you
remaining.
so much for ditching me, Gambit. I am hurt. You manage chat now, that's your job. Anyway, folks, for those of you that are just tuning in, why are we watching Team Young 5 taking on, what's their face? What was it? Give me a second. KRNT versus Team E5. Why are we watching this? Because the winner of this one goes on and plays Entity Esports, and that's the team that we're going to be tracking through and through. For those of you that have just tuned in, I'm CloudX, and I had Gambit with me, but Gambit is now suffering in silence and in shame because he missed out on the lobby. He claims his page crashed. I call bullshit.
Radiant team
I
pick.
don't know any of these players, to be honest. I don't think anyone here has played too much competitive, but I could be wrong. They could be a team of pub stars trying to make their way through the brackets, but they're definitely going to have a tough game in round 2.
10 seconds.
For now, Young 5 are going to open up with the Warlock pick, while Bristleback and Nyx Assassin will be banned. Meanwhile, you've got a Meepo ban coming out along with the Sven on the Radiant side.
Reserve time. Radiant
Looks
team
like we've got an Invoker pick. Grimorium in the house, boys. That's an SEA favorite, isn't it? Invoker. Lots of love been given to that hero of late.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Crystal Maiden.
Earth Shaker.
Okay,
Radiant
some quick
team
picks coming out from both teams. Yeah, Young 5 gonna go with the Earthshaker, while KRNT gonna go with the Crystal Maiden. Yeah, why haven't KRNT got their team tags in lobby? It's confusing.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Okay guys, give me a second. You're gonna hear a lot of key presses for a while because I'm just sorting out initial issues so that it doesn't happen again, so that our boy jumps in for the next game.
Dire team.
Okay. RIP Gambit. It is official. He's not going to be able to jump in for this one. So, Puck gonna get banned out. We've seen a lot of off-lane Pucks coming out of late. I believe EG are to thank for that, or was it VP to thank for that? Young 5 banning out the Ursa. I think the SEA quals is where a new meta gets forged, at least for the SEA regional quals. The open quals is where you get to see the wacky picks coming out. I remember the last time we saw
10 seconds
teams like
remaining.
Next Generation from Vietnam pulling out some real rabbits out of the hat
5
with
seconds
picks like
remaining.
Viper, when Viper was completely out of favor. I'd like to see what they've got up their sleeves here in this
Reserve time.
qualifier. I've been hearing a lot that high tier pubs have Bloodseeker as one of their top picks now. He's been proven to be a very effective laner at the middle lane especially, so I wouldn't be too surprised if wacky heroes like the Bloodseeker came out at mid. But I think those are picks that are going to be reserved for the later stages of the game. That is when we hit the best of 3 point from the semifinals onwards. For now, it might just be standard, tried and tested, team fighter oriented Dota. Remains to be seen whether this is going to be an off-lane Earthshaker though, or if he's going to go towards the support role. We've also seen mid Earthshakers every now and then to deal with the Ember Spirit at mid.
Radiant team pick.
Still a fair few heroes in the pool here. A bunch of one position heroes have been banned out with the Sven Ursa and the Slark, but that still leaves in split push heroes like the Anti-Mage, mobile heroes like the Weaver.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds
Lifesteal
remaining.
is still in the pool as well if they want to try and infest bombs on either side.
Reserve time.
Oh, they are burning through the reserve time now. 30 seconds on the clock. Easy has actually disconnected, but no real harm done. He isn't their drafter.
Dire team pick.
So Radiant not going to reveal too much. Just going to pick up their secondary support right now. The Silencer and Crystal Maiden duo. Not something I'm a fan of, but that could be a babysitting Silencer and a sort of roaming Crystal Maiden coming out from them.
10 seconds remaining.
That said, Silence is also a
5
good way to deal
seconds
with the
remaining.
Warlock. You jump in with initiation of your own, drop the global, confirm a pick-off without any drop
Reserve
retaliations.
time.
Now this also serves as a deterrent towards
Legion
heroes like
Commander.
the Storm Spirit, but we've got an LC
Radiant
pick coming out from
team
Young
pick.
5, so this ought to be an off-lane LC. And then of course we're going to be looking at a support Earthshaker. I highly doubt that Earthshaker is going mid, unless of course yeah, no, they're not going mid with the Earthshaker. They're probably
10
going to pick up something like the
seconds
Templar
remaining.
Assassin or the OD for mid to deal with that Invoker.
5 seconds remaining.
They do have a
Reserve
bit
time.
of damage over time though on the Radiant side with the Silencer and the Invoker, so a Templar could be punished.
Dire team pick.
However, they'll go with the Void here. It seems a bit counterintuitive to pick up the Void into an Earthshaker and a Legion Commander. Press the attack and Fisher both really good at stalling the death of the hero
10
that's caught
seconds
inside the
remaining.
Chronosphere. But at the same time, there is a fair bit of AoE teamfight and control coming out between the Void and the Silencer now. And of course the synergy with the Void and the
Reserve
Invoker.
time.
The age-old Chronosphere into Sunstrike pickoffs in the early game, and of course the Chronosphere into the Chaos Meteor in the mid and late game phase. Young 5 doesn't have room for another support. They're looking for their cores, a mid and a safe lane core. Their mid, I would hope it's a Templar Assassin, while their safe lane core is up for debate. We could see a Lifestealer coming out here on their safe lane. It is not the best choice versus the Void, but not terrible versus the Invoker, Crystal Maiden either. You could also see a Razor pick coming out from them, but with a mobile core like the Void, stealing his damage doesn't seem too sensible. For those of you watching on Twitch, we have a stream going on YouTube and vice versa for you folks on YouTube as well. So pick the platform of your choice and enjoy the show. The reason we're running a YouTube stream is because a lot of folks that are Entity fans from India have potato connections to Twitch, and well, we figured might as well just stream it on both since it's not that hard to do anyway. Ooh, I like this. They've got a Queen of Pain pick coming out on Young 5. Not something we see too much of in the trash tier Dota that I've been casting of late, but I like it. I think it's a fair bit of control and early game team momentum that they can secure for themselves. It's also a good way to deal with the Invoker in the lane, but it's not so good versus the Void and the Silencer. And Crystal Maiden, with the change to the way Frostbite works, the route that kicks in, Queen of Pain's not going to be able to blink out and get away to safety either.
10 seconds remaining.
Let's see what the last pick is here. They've actually got a ban before they pick up their final hero. Radiant hoping to ban out of one position, and they will indeed get rid of the Life Sealer, thus shutting down the potential for an Infest Bomb between the LS and the Queen of Pain. Well, the draw ban comes out from Young 5 into an immediate Morphling pickup. Again, this doesn't seem like the best choice. Morphling, one of the best ways to shut down the Morphling is to have silence, and who better to throw out the silence than the Silencer? And Silencer pick, it's giving them a lot of unintentional value here versus the Quap and the Morphling. Last pick on the board though for the Radiant. They're looking for their offlane, or no, they're actually looking for their one position, assuming this is an offlane Void. Nope, scratch that. It is an offlane Tidehunter and then a safe lane Void. So it's Tide versus Morph, Earthshaker and Warlock, and then you're gonna have Quap versus Invoker, Void, Crystal Maiden and Silencer up against an LC. I definitely think the Radiant has an advantage here with their draft. You can't really rat with a Morphling when there's so many reliable lockdowns on the side of the Radiant. I mean, if that was their late game fallback. But they do have a fair bit of snowball potential with the LC and the Queen of Pain. I mean, if they could get an early start on Young 5 and keep the lead growing with the LC damage getting accumulated, I don't think there's going to be enough of a response on the Radiant side. Alright, now that our Dota penises have been measured, we are going to be jumping into the game. For those of you that are just tuning in, you're watching the TI7 SEA Open Qualifiers. This is the first game of the day. It is round 1. That is the round of 1024 or 1026. Got my math wrong there. It's going to be a random team versus another random team. Two teams that I've never heard of. Young 5 on the Dire side versus KRNT on the Radiant. The reason we're watching this game is because the winner then moves on to face Entity Esports. On Cloud X, I had Gambit. Gambit died. Say a prayer for him. Wabuliola. I have no idea what that means. Alright, let's do the courtesy of introductions for these players. Anyway, on the Radiant side, you've got Silencer, handled by I Love Dota 2. What a coincidence, my friend. I love it too. Fuck life. Nope, can't agree with that sentence, of course. Gonna be handling the Crystal Maiden. You've got Invoker, played by a guy that does not require names. Voice gonna be played by Urnero, and you've got James handling the Tidehunter. Meanwhile, on the other side, Thomas will be the Morphling. You've got Queen of Pain played by Easy. Legion Commander by a name that I cannot pronounce. Let's just call him Wabuliala. With Where Do You Wanna Go playing the Earthshaker, and Light of Heaven, clearly not the real one, handling the Warlock. Oh, okay, misclicked. Sorry about that. Quick look at the wards. Got a Radiant Observer ward placed down here, or rather Dire Observer ward placed down on the cliff here, so he's not gonna get Rune Vision, but that's probably not where D ward's gonna happen. Earthshaker meanwhile with boots first and 2 clarities. He's moving towards the middle lane. Okay then, casual first blood on the back of a great Fisher. Good job. Just the start that the doctor ordered for the Queen of Pain. I believe I'm having a little bit of packet loss in game. I'm not entirely sure why, but please bear with it guys. Hopefully it won't get terrible during team fights. This is indeed a hard lane for the Invoker. Queen of Pain did get that extra money coming out with the first blood, so her bottle's gotta come online a lot quicker if she chooses to go for it. Well, Invoker, it looks like he is gonna go for the secondary null talisman into the boots and then the Midas. He's just queued up all of his items in one quick go. What's the Earthshaker up to? He's moved bottom, pulled out a range creep from the lane. Not the best move. That's a fair bit of EXP and gold lost here for that LC in the lane. But LC is in trouble himself. He does have to press the attack, so he's okay for now. He can always break out of the frostbite if he needs to. But you don't want to get into a war of mana attrition with the Crystal Maiden, who gets that natural regen from the Arcane Aura. And to make matters worse, she's even got 2 clarity potions on her. Meanwhile at mid, here comes the Earthshaker, has the Fisher at the ready, whacks it down on his head as well. They're going to get a few auto attacks off here, but it's the Invoker that's turning around. He should have just chosen to run, but his path has been blocked, and this will be another kill in favor of the Quap. Earthshaker, the MVP of this game thus far.
This'll come in handy.
(2-0) in favor of the Dire. They've got a really good start going for that Queen of Pain. She's on top of the net worth charts and starting to get a significant item advantage and even a level advantage on this Invoker. Meanwhile, you've got an Invis Quap coming in. They need the Invoker to TP in if they want this kill, but he's nowhere in sight. He doesn't have a TP. They're going for the kill anyway, but she's got the blink and gets on out to safety. The Sunstrike won't find her. Top lane, some actions happened there as well. Looks like the Tidehunter TP'd himself back to the tier 1 tower. However, he does have a salve, so no real love lost.
All things fall.
Earthshaker being cheeky once again, looking to find another kill here on that Invoker. This time Easy's a little low on HP, so they've got to be careful about how and when they jump this. He does have 2 points in the Shadow Strike. There's the stun coming out, but it's the Earthshaker that's in trouble himself. This time they were ready, but the Invoker, he turned around elsewhere. The Sunstrike finds its mark. The Curse of the Silent won't take him down. He's still making a run for it, and he will survive. Easy meanwhile salves up and hopes to get the next rune. How's bottom lane looking? Void having a decent time here, but so is the LC. He's up to a good 13 CS, and Urnero isn't quite getting the opportunities to use that time walk to negate the damage.
Coin for me.
He's now got 2 points in the overwhelming odds, so in a one-on-one matchup he definitely has the upper hand here versus that Void. Although, I can't agree with the decision to pick up the Blades of Attack. You might want to call out some more regen to yourself and then complete the phase boots once you've stacked up enough money altogether. Maybe even get yourself a magic stick here, knowing that you're up against a tri-lane. Mid, another Fisher finds its mark. That's a hasted Queen of Pain that's running under the tier 1 tower but chooses not to overcommit, spotting the TP from the Crystal Maiden. Yeah, you probably don't want to go diving in and throwing away your net worth lead right now. She's got 2,000 net worth attributed to her name, and giving over that net worth to an Invoker who's already starved could be a bit of a problem. Meanwhile, you've got a movement in the jungle. James is low on HP. The Fatal Bonds are there. The Fisher completely whiffs. That was silly. That was silly. Absolutely silly, but
attack.
Well, they're gonna try and do some damage with these Fatal Bonds creeps. He's going for the shrine, needs to get it off, but that could still be his death. The Fisher is now back online. Nope, James just mans up, tanks up, and beats the hell out of the Warlock and says, "You shall not pass, this is my base." It's a futile attempt coming out from the supports on the side of the Dire. Unable to even steal these stack creeps here. Elsewhere, they're gonna pop a shrine of their own and perhaps make a play here. With a secondary null talisman now complete on easy, it's gonna be chunking out a fair bit more damage. I also assume he's gonna go for the Veil of Discord this game, but it looks like a Midas swap. Fisher again finding its mark. This could be the death of the Invoker. Sonic Wave committed, they'll get the kill, but here comes the Crystal Maiden. It's under the tier 1 tower as well, but he's got the heals kicking in and had the blink available as well. And lo and behold, he even picks up a regeneration
Is
rune.
under attack.
This is as good as it could get for the Quap. It's 3-0 and so far all 3 kills in favor of the Queen of Pain. Looks like she is switching gears. No, she's just going for the Veil of Discord. No Midas coming out on the Quap. I believe it was the Invoker that I looked at that was going for the Midas. This is a really hard kill, to be honest. It's just a level 1 Frostbite, so 1.5 seconds stun duration. Not too much really, but if he takes damage like this and then gets caught with the Frostbite, he could go down. Unfortunately for the Radiant squad, Quap took up the safe position on this side of the lane. Elsewhere, they got a kill on the bottom side. Looks like a Chronosphere was committed for that kill on the LC. LC actually used the duel as well there, but couldn't quite finish the job on the Void. He's going for the Armlet. No Blink Dagger, no Magic Wand, no Infused Raindrops, just a raw Armlet. James blocked in again. Good job by the Earthshaker. His Fishers have been pretty much on point, except for the one in the jungle. It's also fortunate for them that the kill goes over to the Morphling, giving them that much needed infusion of net worth.
This will do nicely. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This'll come in handy.
No Ravage online for the Tide, but he's getting it online soon, so they should be able to defend this tower. Perhaps with the Bounty Rune and just a clean up on these creeps, he should have it online. Meanwhile at bottom, Wabuliala has the duel at the ready if he wants to make it work. While top, James, he's now got level 6, so the Ravage is available. They should consider making a play with the TP here. Heck, maybe even a Ravage into a Sunstrike could score a confirmed kill on the Warlock. Ravage, Sunstrike, Anchor Smash, and that Warlock is definitely dead. He's got the Sunstrike at the ready, and it is a level 3 Sunstrike as well, so it's going to do a fair bit of pure damage. I think Light of Heaven has recognized the potential, the potency of this Tidehunter right now and is backing away. Thomas just choosing to duke it out there despite taking an Anchor Smash in the face. His Ring of Health allows him to stay healthy while the creep waves push into his tower. Things have definitely slowed down though. Neither side are making aggressive maneuvers just yet. But I think this is the moment when they should pop a smoke on the Radiant and try and make something happen now that they have the Ravage and the Chronosphere online. At this point they've got to create some space for the Invoker to get that Midas online and continue getting those levels, but he's being pressured quite a bit and no one is making any aggressive moves on the other sides of the map. LC, he's just chosen to ditch the lane. He's moving into the jungle for now. He is committing for that Armlet. I do feel a blink would add a bit more value. Thomas really wants this tower.
Radiant structures
They've got a fortification available. The Fisher kicks in as well. Here comes the Warlock into the fray as well. They're not going to go in for the kill apparently. James is just going to TP on out to safety while the tower does end up dropping to Thomas. Meanwhile on the bottom lane, a duel could be the death of your Nero here. Fairly comfortable kill with the Sonic Wave at the ready, and they want to try and make it happen with the Arcane Rune online.
Dire's bottom tower is
Another
under
Fisher at the ready here. They have that Sonic Wave available. They're looking to go in, starting with the Shadow Strike, finishing up with the Veil on top of it. Sonic Wave available, not going to be fired just yet. Thrown out now, secures the kill, but it will be at the cost of the Earthshaker perhaps. No, they've got to press the attack to help him stay through it all. And now they're going to go for the duel onto the Silencer. Do they have enough to get the kill here before the duel runs out? Looks like they don't, but they'll get the kill nonetheless. No duel victory coming out for the LC. Either way, it still works out for the Dire side.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, for those of you that are just tuning in, remember, the winner of this match faces off versus
Dire's
Entity
bottom
Gaming in a
tower
best
is
of
under
1.
attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And for now, it does look like the Dire are the ones in the driver's seat. They're going to get themselves a tier 1, but so is the Void. This is a freebie that should not be given up like this. They should have contested this. It's not worth trading towers when you're already in the lead and have the capabilities to stop towers from going down for free. But they're going to go in for the fight. The Ravage comes out, but so does the drop with the Fatal Bonds. The Global Silence has been expended. James is down for the count, but the Chronosphere, like a dome on top of it all with the Meteor going through, they'll get the kill on the LC. Quap blinks further in and is going for the Jugular, while Urnero is just duking it out with Thomas. Thomas is getting bashed time and again, but chooses to man up and fight back. Urnero will jump himself away while Silencer just mans up and tries to get the kill on the Morph. He morphs to strength and stays alive. It's a 3-1 exchange in favor of the Dire and might just transition into another tower. But hey, at least the Invoker got his Midas.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Invoker.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's gonna be a freebie here. Balls of steel really, just walking into the jungle, finding an Invoker, claiming his life, and now they're going to turn around for some more because they know that there's no Chronosphere available. The blink forward was there from the crop, but that Silencer up, and they have the Fatal Bonds kicking in as well. This should be a kill. Yep, it's going to be at least one kill. Silencer could be in trouble as well. Quap recognizes the threat that they pose here. They're going to go in again. They need the duel to come off, and indeed it does. They've got a Veil available. They pop it down. The Scream is there as well. They get the kill on the Silencer with the Fatal Bonds, but Urnero will survive. He's going to Mask of Madness up and go in for the kill further in, pounding away on the LC, and LC has no choice but to try and run from here.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Invoker's coming in as well. The Sunstrike is on point. They need one more hit to secure the kill, but he's got to press the attack. Stick charges as well, but smack! An Alacrity Bash will score the kill.
This'll come in handy.
13 and 5, but things are not as terrible as they could be for the Radiant. The Void is still doing well in terms of net worth. And the Invoker with that Midas is now going to start pulling ahead as well. Slowly but surely he's going to catch up to the Queen of Pain. However, if the Queen keeps getting kills like this, never mind that. All the damage time walked in the blink of an eye. Well, Void's actually getting his Chronosphere online. He's feeling aggressive here. Looks like he wants to go in, drops the Chrono, the Sunstrike comes in as well. The Fisher is there to block him out. The Global Silence has been dropped, but they can't finish the job on the Quap. The Silence might have needed to come out earlier there. Now they put the Chrono and the Global Silence on cooldown. This is go time for the Dire. Even though they don't have the Sonic Wave, I still think it's an invitation for them to try and smoke and go. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. The drop is online as well. James almost has that. Why are they smoking? They don't have the global or the chrono, but they do have the ravage, so I guess that's incentive enough to try and make a play. Nah, they're just gonna go for the mid tier 1.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Roshan is probably an option here. With the Master Madness and the Alacrity, I think they should have enough sustainability to get that rush. But for now, it's going to be the Earthshaker coming in. He's blocked out the Crystal Maiden, but not nearly far enough. Morphling has even entered the fray, goes in further for the CM and will get the kill. So they get a tier 1 tower at bottom, they defend their tier 1 at mid, they get a kill on the Crystal Maiden as well. Overall, a fair few trades in favor of the Dire. Invoker is aiming for that Aghanim Scepter now that he's got his Midas online. His smoke could transition into a very crucial pick-off on the Void, but he's positioning like he wants to jump into the trees. He doesn't have a TP. This could be his death. Here we go. They don't have a blink though on the LC, and this could come back to bite them in the butt. Nero moved himself further into the trees here. Quap actually blinks in as well. Her smoke gets dispelled and she's going in the wrong direction. Void? What are you doing, man? What the hell is going on here? This is unbelievable. He practically just ducked inside the trees and Queen of Pain jumped over and under him. Easy life. This reminds me of the Discovery show, I Shouldn't Be Alive. Anyway, Morphling. He's gonna go in and commit here. That should be the death of the Silencer. He pops a global silence as a Hail Mary, which accomplishes absolutely nothing. While middle lane, Invoker is busy duking it out with a replica. Minor victories coming out again. They're actually going to go and contest this. They TP'd in. Earthshaker has the Fisher. Invoker, he's in a very compromising position. Drop the Sonic Wave, man. Never mind. Overwhelming odds will secure the kill.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
16 and 5. The net worth lead still in favor of the Dire, but the Void, the only one that's keeping this game alive by the skin of its teeth. With a good 8,400 net worth in the bag. What has he done? A whiff time lapse. I've seen this movie before. There's no way the Void dies. Space created. Void almost has his Manta style. Is that the choice though? Does he really want to go for the Manta style this game? I mean, if he's going to be playing this rat and split push style of Dora, I wouldn't be too surprised if he went back for something like the Maelstrom. Meanwhile, LC is finally going to have the Blink Dagger online. So 19 minutes in, he's actually got 2 kills and 2 assists, but not a single one of those were dual victories. It's unfortunate for him, really. Silencer, he's going to be in for a world of hurt here. The Yule Scepter, freshly unpacked courtesy the Quap, will secure this kill. Yeah, he should take down to the Shadow Strike.
The silence is broken.
Silencer? I'd prefer a screamer.
Invoker
Well
dodges that one. Does anyone on the side of the Dire have detection? Yeah, it is the Warlock with the dust. 10 seconds though till the silencer's back online. They have the global silence. They can take a fight here. But the Void just wants to split push. Meanwhile, Earthshaker's picked up a Blink Dagger and is calling it out to himself on the courier as well. This is going to be a hard fight to take for the Radiant, but it's going to have to... It will really boil down to how they use the global silence, or how efficiently they use the global silence. Haha, okay then. Casual deny, casual echo slam on top of it. They can't quite finish the job though. He gets silenced up and brought down. And now it's their turn to chase. Void? No. What? They've actually dropped the Chaos Meteor and they're gonna go in, sorry, the Golem, and now they're gonna go in with the Sonic Wave as well. The Ravage hits almost everyone. The Chronosphere is there as well, but it's double kills coming out for Nero. Queen of Pain survives through it all. The Freezing Field does a fair bit of damage, while LC just survives with the regen and the armlet toggles. They get a 5-man wipe. There's 4 buybacks available. Make that 3 now, because I think the Crystal Maiden spent her money on the Glimmer Cape. LC still armlet toggling, hoping to make something happen here. Easy meanwhile, standing on the front lines, doing whatever little damage he can here on James, but James just can't quite finish the job on any of these heroes. LC's just styling on him now. Well, at least they defend their high ground. 22 minutes in, they have some sort of hope, and 8-2-2 is the new 3-2-2. Roche is up for grabs and they really should consider taking it now. Although, can they? Maybe with the LC tanking up? Nah, I don't think they can take Roshan at this point. The Radiant definitely can though. Thomas is heading for his Mantis Style up next. Another crucial item when it comes to sieging buildings. "23 minutes, still no duel victories for the LC. Nero finally could be the first one to give a duel victory over to him, and yes! Congratulations, LC. That 14 damage though. Game changing. Got an axe finished up on the Invoker as well. He's heading towards a Lincoln Sphere and then apparently a Hurricane Pike. Just get the Blink Dagger, man. Well, looks like they are gonna go finish up on Roshan finally. Guess I was wrong. With press the attack and the armlet, they do have enough damage to bring him down. It's a slow takedown, but a takedown nonetheless. No real way to contest this for Nero and his boys. They're too far out. There's definitely comeback potential though on the side of the Radiant. Once they get this Blink Dagger on the Tide Hunter, they have initiation potential back in their corner. And if they can bring down the LC and the Quap before they break through their disables, I think we could see a turnaround happening. Because the Void does hit like a truck at this point. He's opted to go for the Mantis Style. No, he's actually opted to go for the Lincoln Sphere, not the Mantis Style. So he's really worried about the LC duels to pick him off. And then you've also got a Silencer that's slowly stealing intelligence and getting stronger with each passing team fight. That said though, Queen of Pain now has a complete Orchid. flying out to her, so some more ways to disable those Lincolns, or rather that Lincolns on the Void. It looks like this could be their final hurrah. Dire pushing through the top lane, putting the Morphling on the front lines with his Aegis of the Immortal. While the rest of their team has gone hunting, they're going to find one. It is going to be the Invoker. The Global Silence comes out. The Chronosphere is there as well, but it's all defensively being used here. They can't quite get any kills off of it. The drop secures the kill on the Invoker. He buys back immediately. The Void hits the deck. No buyback for him. The Silencer, or rather the Queen of Pain, survives with the Yules, dodging what I believe was a Sunstrike from the Fountain, making it a 1-0 trade in favor of the Dire. With a Global Silence, Ravage and a Chronosphere committed, while the Echo Slam still stands. I think they could push high ground with this. They still have the Aegis in tow, and they do have heals coming out every now and then from the Warlock, so yeah, this could be a successful high ground siege coming out from them. Thomas, he's taken a bit of a beating here. In fact, he might just end up going down. Has to morph to strength immediately. There's the duel coming out again. This time it's on the Invoker. The Echo Slam tears them a new one, as James is next on the hit list and is getting chased down by Thomas, who lets him go for now. Queen of Pain says no, finishes the job back there, while Silencer goes down to the hands of the LC. Here comes the Void. He's respawned from the depths of hell, but is being controlled by the upheaval from the Warlock. The Silence as well from the Quap, who blinks forward, securing the kill alongside Thomas. 5 down, and I think we should see the double G's being thrown out. Alright, Dire with a successful win here in the first game of the day. I don't see how they're gonna throw this one, which means that Team Young 5 are going to be going up against Entity Gaming in the next round. Of course, we're going to have to wait for the Ancient to fall before we make that call. And, well, it is just one lane of barracks for now, but soon to be a second lane. There goes the Aegis. Ravage back online in 30. Chronosphere already online the moment he respawns, which is why we're seeing the entirety of the Dire squad just turn tail and run. And now it's just textbook Dota for them. Take down some shrines, kill some time, get some new items. If you find a pick off, go end the game. If you don't, wait for the next Roche, then go end the game. Could pretty much make a flow chart out of their game plan here, and there's really no way for them to lose unless they screw up. No, Chrono is available, but Morph, he's already bailed. Unsuccessful Dire scan coming out as well. Will not spot out this Radiant Smoke maneuver. Pretty much all their spells are back online on both sides. We should see a team fight breaking out soon, possibly at the top shrine. But it does seem like Thomas and his boys are going to wait for the next Aegis before pushing. Can't be too careful, after all, it is a best of one. This ward needs to be dewarded though. This provides way too much valuable intel about smoke movements and about where the heroes are. Got a fresh BKB finished up on the LC as well, so a lot of the damage coming out from the Tidehunter and the Crystal Maiden, not to mention the Invoker, will be negated.
This will do nicely.
As for the Void, he's still struggling to get items online and is choosing to go for the BKB next.
Worthy tribute.
Not sure how they're gonna defend this, to be honest. They probably need to smoke and wrap around, or perhaps take a fight outside of the base, because with the Dragonlance, the Manta style, sieging buildings is really quite easy for this Morphling. You don't want to let them come up onto your high ground and start right-clicking those towers. You definitely want to take the fight outside if you're on the Radiant. Well, that's risky considering they don't have vision up on this cliff. There we go. Thomas enters the fray, starts pounding away on the buildings, and the only thing stopping him are the occasional Tidehunter hits and of course an Alacrity Forward Spirit. Rinse and repeat. Just heal up, go back up onto the cliff, break a building, and then take a fight. They're doing it without the Aegis though, so it is a bit risky. LC, he's actually thinking of going in here by himself. They've got the silence coming out. Morphling, he's actually going to die here. Gets hit with the Ravage, but Manta's out of the silence, so he can start strength morphing. Meanwhile, Earthshaker goes down without getting much done. The drop is there. The Chrono's there as well. The Fatal Bonds have connected, but they're the ones getting beaten up on Quap. Drops without dropping any of her crucial spells, while LC is the one standing on the front lines and manning up and fighting that tier 3. It's about to go down to the Chaotic Infernal, the Chaotic Offering, but that can't even finish the job. Yep, successful defense confirmed. They do keep their high ground alive, but they did lose the Void, who chose to buy back there. But none of the big spells hit from the Dire side. Quap she blinked too far in, didn't commit with the Sonic Wave. Earthshaker couldn't quite get the Echo Slam off. Probably best to just wait for the next rush and then try and push. Narrow. Still walking around with just the Yasha, going for the Chrysalis up next. Looks like he ditched the plan to go BKB in lieu of some raw damage for a change. Meanwhile, LC's Illusion or Replica goes in and finishes the job. Okay then. Next level rat. There's 2 more minutes to go till Roshan's back online. Meanwhile, Earthshaker is going for the Shadow Blade. They have the Echo Slam and the Duel for the skill if they want to commit. Looks like they're thinking about it, but they chose to back off at the very last moment. That was a confirmed kill. Unfortunately, they didn't have vision behind the Void. They had no clue whether or not there were smoked heroes around him. I guess it's the right call to not go unless they used the scan and then went in.
Yes.
Quap. She's chosen to get some armor up next with the Shiva's God. But I do think the BKB would have been a more suitable item, or maybe even the Aghanim Scepter, and then she just jumps in a little late. Speaking of Ags, you've got Warlock finishing up one of his own. So the double Chaotic Offering Infernals now going to be online. Also got full griefs finished up on James's Tidehunter, so there's definitely signs of life coming out here from the Radiant. They can hold this a little longer if they play their cards right, but it is going to boil down to how and when they contest this rush. because you don't want an Aegis Morphling coming into your base and a cheese Legion Commander as well. That's a Legion with a BKB and an Assault now, so despite not having dual damage victory, it's got a fair few items to show for it. Rosh is going to go down uncontested here. They're actually giving the cheese over to the quad. What? She consumed it. Please tell me that was a mistake.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, I think she was just swapping around the slots and she ended up eating it by mistake. Okay then. No cheese available, but at least they have an Aegis. Should still be enough.
Tribute.
Especially with 2 lanes of super creeps pushing in. I think the easiest way to siege this is to make a replica of the LC and send it up alongside your illusions on the Morphling. That should give you enough space and vision on the high ground to jump in with the dual initiation. LC is thinking of going in, is popped to press the attack, jumps in, duels the Tidehunter, watch for the silence, it comes out with the Chronosphere behind as well. Morphling's not going to go down, but the Quap sure as hell is, and she doesn't have a cheese to regen up again. The Void does have a fair bit of damage to work with. Thomas jumps in, starts morphing to strength, does end up staying alive through this all. The Sunstrike whacks him in the head, but it doesn't matter. He gets the kill on the Invoker, who buys back alongside the alongside the Crystal Maiden. They're here to finish what they started, going to work on the barracks. Earthshaker, he's popped to Shadow Blade and made a run for it. Now comes back in to try and control up the Void. The Lincoln Sphere has been triggered, but he's taken a beating with the Alacrity. Meanwhile, the Freezing Field is doing work. Elsie though mans up, armlet toggles, brings down the barracks and sets them in a really deep pit that they're gonna have to crawl out of. 5 down, none of them have buybacks, an ultra kill for Thomas's Morphling, and the GG gets called. Team Young 5 are gonna be taking on Entity Gaming in their next matchup, and well, we'll be here to cover it. Hopefully Gambit's gonna be able to join me for that game as well. And he won't potato while joining the lobby. Stay with us guys, I'm CloudX from AFK Gaming. Hope you guys have been enjoying the broadcast. Follow us on Twitch or subscribe to us on YouTube. And that exclamation follow in Twitch chat to know where you can find us on social media. I don't think that's hooked up on YouTube chat just yet, but you can find us on facebook.com/AFK Gaming Esports and at AFK Gaming on Twitter. BRB. Gambit, please tell me you're in the lobby. Paging Gambit, can you hear me?
Yep, I made it to the lobby this time. I don't think I joined the caster channel, so my audio might not come.
I don't think I joined the channel either. The game started immediately the moment we jumped in.
Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be on the stream for most of you. Probably the in-game audio will be shut.
Yeah, that's okay though. I mean, at least we've got we're on sync here.
Yep.
Well, for those of you that are just tuning in, you're watching Entity Gaming now taking on the winner of the previous game, that is Young 5. No breaks whatsoever, just one game after the next, after the other. It's back-to-back 6 games that we're going to be bringing you today, or 5 more games now, including this one. I'm CloudX, with me I've got Gambit, and it's going to be a best of 1 here. What do you think, man? Did you watch the last game, Young 5 versus Entity?
I did. I actually think that Young 5 could have done with a bit of a break, because they started showing off a bit of a throwing potential at the end when they lost that huge team fight, but they pulled it through. They won the game. It was a pretty comfortable victory barring that one team fight, so I think they needed a little bit of a break to just gather their thoughts, but I think they're going to have to do with whatever they got, which is basically nothing. They've queued up, and this time they don't get their hands on the Legion Commander. It's Entity. Pick that up.
10 seconds remaining.
Yep, I like this LC pick coming out from them, but this is something that they do quite a bit anyway, right? We've seen a lot of entity at the ESL India Premiership. They like picking up the LC, they like picking up, we've seen them pick up the Darks here every now and then as well for a Bing.
Yeah, actually, all the heroes, all their cores have a very, very huge and deep
Radiant
pool,
team
so
pick.
there's really no predicting what anyone will play. Bing plays the Timbersaw, he even plays the Magnus, plays the Darkseer as well. I believe he plays the Bristleback. So, yeah, it's really hard to predict where Entity are going, but I think these first few games should define the tone which Entity want to take throughout the entire qualifiers, and they also don't want to get too fatigued. They don't want to make too many mistakes. They don't want to tilt at all. They want to take it casual. They want to take it easy. They want to take it clinical so that they have an easier chance at the future games.
Yep.
Because it's a long bracket. It's a long two-day event that they have to play through. And starting off well, being crisp, being clinical, being dominating does give you a morale boost, does give you a lot of advantages which do come into play later on in the brackets.
It's also, I mean, it's a double-edged sword because you always have the opportunity to get complacent when you start winning too many easy games back to back. It's something that we've seen so many times now in these open qualifiers. But, you know, I say this every year and I mean it with all my heart. I think this is the year that an Indian team or a team based out of India is best equipped to make it through to the regionals. It's only happened once before in the past. I believe that was at the ESL1 Manila SEA Open Qualifiers. But with Entity investing so much time, so much money into getting Philippine players from across borders, and of course getting an Indonesian coach to come and stay with them in their house here, I've got my fingers crossed. I do hope their efforts pay off here.
Yeah, same. I also think that this time with 3 slots being given out, 2 in the Opens, 1 in the Champions Cup, there definitely is more potential for Entity Gaming. Yeah, obviously they didn't register for
Can we not talk about the damn Champions Cup? I'm so pissed off that no one registered for it. And you actually put up the article as well, right, on the site saying this is the date, the time, go sign up.
I did. But I'm not sure why teams ignore that aspect of the qualifying.
Maybe
qualifying
it's probably like an ego thing. Because the team that goes through the Champions qualifier probably gets ragged in their pubs next.
I don't think so, man.
Yeah,
playing the regionals has its own charm.
Dire team banned.
But yeah, Entity, they have switched up their... I mean, it's kind of too late to say that they've switched up their roles because they did it long ago. Jobisi now does play the 4 position while BDZ, he's been on the 5 position. I think for the Rubik, a hero which we don't really see Entity, at least I haven't seen Entity pick up a whole lot of. And he has some good spells to steal as well. There is the Warlock Ultimate, there is the Earthshaker. Most spells from the Earthshaker are pretty good, especially if you can get your hands on the Fisher. Even the Echo Slam is not bad.
Yeah, but it might have been just too soon to pick up the Rubik.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, I feel like Rubik isn't the best babysitter.
Reserve
You
time.
probably want to take your time and pick up a Rubik in the next phase of draft. Maybe they'd have done better to pick up their roaming support right about now, but I guess they're holding their cards close to their chest. There's something that they know that we don't, and they're not willing to reveal just yet.
Yeah, that could definitely be something that they're looking at. They also have some niche picks like the Ricky, the Tusk. They do like their aggressive roaming support. They used to run it since the BI days when Moin used to run these very aggressive heroes who used to try and pressure the mid lane. So that is something they are comfortable with and will be something that they are looking to pick up.
Yeah.
Team Young 5, they go for something new though. They go for the Venomancer. It's going to be a co-Venomancer with... they already ran a support Earthshaker, so I believe this is going to be a support Earthshaker. It was a pretty impactful Earthshaker as well. Very, very nicely done on some of the Fisher blocks. Even as Echo Slams were on point for the most part. So Entity, if they were watching the stream or the game, they do need to be a little bit careful about this Earthshaker.
Yeah, they definitely do. His rotations were pretty much on point for the early game. But this Venomancer pick is a little confusing because you're picking it into a Rubik, and anything that the Rubik steals from the Venomancer is really amazing to have.
Radiant team back.
So they go for a little bit of tried and tested, a little bit of new. They go for the Venomancer, the Warlock, which they haven't shown, and they pick up Earthshaker and the Queen of Pain, which I had a fantastic time in the first game, so why fix what ain't broke?
Remaining.
That's true.
5 seconds.
But
remaining.
they're gonna go with the puck themselves on the side of Entity Esports and Entity Gaming. It's hard to
Reserve time.
acclimatize to this new name, by the way. But Puck's really good. It's sort of a 50-50 matchup, Puck versus the Quap. It really boils down to whether or not Swifty can keep his wits about him and have that vision on the high ground to dodge every single shadow strike that comes his way. With the Earthshaker coming in to harass the Puck, I think Puck is well equipped to jaunt over the Fisher, so he shouldn't be too worried about those rotations. That said though, the Queen of Pain's got to be worried about the Rubik's rotations, and we'll have to wait and see what the 4 position pick from Entity Gaming is going to be. I'd assume it's something with a stun or a silence to deal with the Quap's mobility, to which end I'd love to see an Earth Spirit pick coming out.
So you're calling it as an offlane Earthshaker and a position 1 Venomancer?
No, I mean on the side of Entity Gaming, so I think they should get an Earth Spirit coming out for them.
I think the Puck is a really neat pick because none of these heroes work well against silence. Warlock, Earthshaker generally have no answers to the silence, and they never really do till maybe they at least start itemizing for it. But we are predicting that they're going to be support, so they really should not have any answers for this. And they pick up the Clockwork. If he can find one of these key heroes on the backlines with these one of these big ultimates, the fight's going to start out 4v4, 4v5, and it's going to be very, very advantageous for Entity. If he can especially pick off this Warlock or even the Earthshaker for that matter, this is going to be really, really key for Entity Gaming.
I definitely agree, and I also think this is a good game to have Blade Mail / Blade Mails on your lineup. The Clockwork and the Legion Commander, ideal candidates for that. Venomancer, Earthshaker, Queen of Pain, all very susceptible to having their own damage turned against them.
It's also a Hood game, I believe. Clockwork should be aiming for one of that, right? The Hood. Yeah, it should be the Hood for the Blade Mill, I feel. Because Venomancer, Earthshaker, Warlock.
Oh wow, that's actually a really nice last pick.
What about the Slark?
That's a really good last pick because Entity doesn't have too much AoE control. I mean, yeah, they've got the Puck and they've got the Cogs, but you don't have something like the Disruptor that's a straight up way to deal with the Slark. You don't have a Slaughter for the AoE stun. It's not a bad pick at all. It's also something that can stay the hell away from the Juggernaut and not be as susceptible to his Omni Slash. So I think Entity might have actually been outdrafted here. But
yeah, I believe so as well, because with the Legion Commander, it's really hard to jump anyone in this lineup because there's so much backup coming out from the rest of them. They have the vision. They'll have the vision advantage with the Venowards. They even have the Earthshaker and the Warlock to jump in and counter initiate should someone get dueled.
10 seconds.
Yeah, Young 5, they definitely have a strong draft this game. So, the Entity, they really have to dig deep and try and make their victory as easy or as comfortable as they can.
yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not completely impossible, though, right? They could. They could completely outskill their opponents like they do on most occasions. But yeah, I think the draft could use some work. But hey, what do I know, man? They've got an 8k coach, and here we have 3k and 5k plebs.
They have an 8k coach.
Isn't their coach 8k? Or wasn't he 8k at one point?
Yeah, he was 8k in NA, I believe. He's dropped down to 6.6 or 6.6.
Welcome to SEA Dota, Entrup. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Easy pause coming in, because it has to happen when there's an Indian team.
Yeah, the great Indian Dota pause, as we like to call it. For those of you that are just joining us on stream, please prepare yourselves. This is going to be a bias stream, so spam bias casters all you like. We are telling you right from the get-go, yes, we are biased, and yes, we are rooting for Entity to win this one. But yeah, we're hoping that we get some fun games along the way. Let's start off with the introductions then, shall we? Gambit, take it away.
Okay. For the side of Young 5, we have Slark being handled by Thomas. We have Easy, who's on the pop for the second game in a row. We have Shitato on the Earthshaker again for the second game in a row. We have Light of Heaven on the Warlock, and we have someone XYZ, ABC, whatever you want to call it, on the Venomancer.
Yeah, I just called him Wabuli Ala last time because I couldn't read what his name was.
Wabuli Ala.
Wabuli Ala.
Like
you know the chat wheel sound, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, Job Easy is going to be handling the Clockwork. For Entity, you've got BDZ on the Rubik. Legion Commander is going to be played by a Bing. Puck's going to be handled by Swifty, which puts Blizzard squarely on that Juggernaut. Ooh, Arcana Juggernaut. Me likey.
So this is an offlane Venomancer? Yeah, it looks like an offlane Venomancer With the Rubik lift, I think they have enough damage to kill him. They should have enough damage with
Why,
the
does
Juggernaut.
why did he start with the Null Talisman if he's an off-lane Venomancer? Is this a
I'm
thing
not sure.
now?
Not really. I mean, I would have been still okay if he started with the Ring of Bacillus. I don't even know why he started with the
He's got the
He wants to
Plague
go
Ward,
Veil.
so... Is this a jungle Venomancer? Is he going to do some ancient shenanigans here that we don't know of?
To battle.
Probably gonna jungle, but he still have to rotate to the lane eventually. When the lane does push into his...
Yeah, okay, I'm going to keep an eye on this Veno to see what he's up to, because this is a first for me. I don't think there's any offlaner that should consider going out with just a Null Talisman. Job easy. This is not Shivaji Park, my friend. This is not your side of the map. Please get out of there. Nope,
but
he's
Abhik
actually
Job
getting
is
aggressive. Casual bounty rules team. Okay then.
Entity really like to go for this bounty rune. I've seen Abing go for it time and again, and he seems to be successful each time. So don't see any reason as to why they shouldn't. But yeah, they do have some amounts of vision on the Venomancer as well. So even if he does decide to jungle, we could see the Clockwork rotate there and try and harass him out as much as he can. And with the Null Talisman build, I really do fear for this.
What the hell is this, man? Come on, they probably spotted this Null Talisman and they're like, let's just beat the shit out of him right now. Courier's down though. That's Job easy being a pest. Snipes the Courier. Infinity did call out the salve to him, but his bottle's going to be delayed because of that. While on the bottom lane, Bing actually did this cheeky creep skip move that got him a little bit of extra EXP. He's in a compromising position now. Oh, the Fissure is off the mark. That's a first for Shitato. But Thomas doesn't even have the pounce, so they probably wouldn't have got the kill anyway.
Yeah, and they're going in on the Venomancer as well. Blizzard starts off with the spin. They're going to chase him down pretty
Blizzard?
easily, but no. He's got the boots. No, he doesn't even have the boots. I don't know why Blizzard. Did he get blocked somehow?
I think he misclicked on the Venomancer ward there for a second and then decided that the kill is not happening. Job easy. Thanks a Fissure for his teammates. So this is successful for him. I would still count this as a successful rotation because every Fissure that's not being used to score a kill on our Bing is time that our Bing could use playing aggressively like this. Simply right clicking the Slark every time he walks ahead. So even though Job easy doesn't score a kill there, he does bait out a spell and that's more than enough from a mana starved hero like the Earthshaker.
Yeah, and look at what BDZ is doing. He's farming up these wards. He's gotten quite a bit of gold from this. He has 6 wards already to his name and he's not scared. He's gonna pick up the bounty rune as well.
Oh man, this is dirty.
Yeah. And in the mid lane we have a classic matchup, the Puck versus the Quap. It's been one of those 1v1 kind of encounters. Swifty bit of advantage with the Courier getting sniped off for the Quap. But it's been a 1v1 for the major part.
Well, Rubik and Veno still duking it out. Venomancer is doing a bit more damage than the Rubik is doing to him. Fissure is available. Gets dropped. Again, it's on the wrong side. But I think he's still going to get the kill. There's a ward up there as well. Are you kidding me? First blood towards Shitato. Wabuliala is the call.
I think that's a pretty expensive kill to get, especially on the Rubik who's sitting at level 2 already. And he's picked up boots. So, ward farming coming off a lot of use in this game. Yeah.
Value Null Talisman, man.
I still don't know what he thought of when he went with the Null Talisman. He doesn't even have any regen to work with at this point. Gets a clarity but nothing to supplement his health regen. And Slark's been not having the best of times as well. With the Earthshaker rotating out, now Bing knows that he can literally do whatever he wants. Warlock and Slark look pretty miserable. They're sitting way in the back lines. They've stacked and they're pulling, but they're getting nothing out of the lane anymore.
Meanwhile, Job easy continues to be a pest here, just slowing down this Venomancer's farm while farming his own wards. 17 gold per ward. That's tempting as hell to continuously walk in and take the money from it. Okay, he's gonna deny wards now. That's what he's been relegated to.
Yeah, and then the bot lane it tried to stack and pull, but Bing, he was aware of it and he didn't let it happen. So.
Job easy. He could be in trouble here. He's going to try and run back up the slope. Shitato's just waiting for him. Again, the Fisher's on the wrong side. But I think Jorbisi could still go down here. Another Plague Ward is available. It's going to get dropped. Jorbisi's been slowed down with the poison. Quap comes in and claims the kill. Why are they so desperate to break a couple of wards? I mean, let it go. Bottom lane,
I
meanwhile,
honestly think that he's still coming out on top.
Abing in trouble. He's running, he's got the tangos, but there is a Slog chasing him. Slog, he's actually hurting himself now. Bing turns around and gets the kill. Oh no. Why did he Dark Pact?
I have no idea what he wanted to Dark Pact off in that.
And
There's
Abing,
literally nothing.
I mean,
Abing can
Abing
put on
knew that the Dark Pact had happened because he saw the magic stick charge going up.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what
And-
allowed him to get the mana for the overwhelming odds.
And it's not like he has even an orb of venom that the Dark Pact will purge off. But I still think that the encounters in the top lane, my bad, have been in the favor of Entity, even though they lost 2 heroes. I believe Quap was bullied out of the lane by Swifty because I did see him deeping in and then taking in.
Quap is
mid lane.
dead. That's a double damage rune on Swifty. Quap breaks the coil. Illusory Orb is available. I see no reason to not chase for this, but he's going in the wrong direction. Okay then. Quap will survive again.
Yeah, but Swifty's been having one of the best times I've ever seen on the mid lane. He is sitting at 34 and 16.
Jorbisi again in a compromising position. That's a fully healed up Queen of Pain standing next to Jorbisi, who's now going to cog and try and make a break for it. Runs into Light of Heaven. Park, however, is going forward. Wants to kill on Shitato. Dodges a Fisher. Comes back and claims the kill. And both of them will get on out of there scot-free.
Yeah, casual clockwork zoning out 2 heroes while Swifty secures the kill. The DD was still running, so maybe not as tough as we first imagined.
What is even going on, man? Meanwhile, bottom lane, Bing takes a beating here. Dark Pact, bounce, everything committed, but Bing just turns around with the press the attack and starts right-clicking him again. Big creep wave here on the Radiant side, though. He doesn't want to stay and fight.
This has not been a great slug game. He's even had to pick up infused raindrops before completing his PTs, so quite a lot of investments being made by the slug to actually
Bing,
survive this lane.
he dodges the pounce and then dodges the Fisher as well, and again just turns around and right-clicks away to glory. He's got 6 charges on the magic one. This should be Thomas's death if he goes close to his teammates. Yep, doesn't even need to go. That's just a confirmed kill for Bing. While on the top lane, it looks like the Venomancer ended up going down to the Juggernaut and the Rubik as well. So that'll be a tier 1 on the top lane claimed by Entity Gaming, while Swifty dominates middle lane, Bing dominates bottom lane. I think it's safe to say that the laning stage has been won here by Entity.
Yeah, and I think a lot of this boils down to the way they decided to run their Venomancer. In the jungle, starting off with the Null Talisman, that was a very, very inefficient bit of play coming in from Venomancer.
Yeah, and I mean the
And
fact
it's not
that
like he's done a lot in the jungle as well. He's sitting with 10 creep. That's nothing, especially when you're jungling at 7 minutes in.
there's also the fact that Jorbisi was running around the map causing all sorts of havoc in space. That prevented any rotations coming towards the middle lane where Swifty just outskilled and outclassed his opponent.
Yeah, I mean, not only is Swifty very, very talented, he also had that bottle advantage coming in.
That's
because
true.
The courier was sniped off, so nothing really going the way of the Queen of Pain here. So is this going to be a double whale build coming out from the Quap and the Venomancer? Because Venomancer's got it queued up. Sitting at level 4, so ward's still not as strong as they can be, but
Well, Jorbisi and Blizzard are gonna go hunting now. This is a classic Entity move, right? Blizzard, the moment he gets his ult, they pop a smoke and try and make a play, almost regardless of which core he's playing, unless of course it's an anti-mage. Thomas, he does not have the Dark Pact, or rather the Shadow Dance. He should be going down here. Blizzard, not getting trigger happy, not committing with the Omni Slash. Now he commits anyway. Gets the kill.
I think he was trying to see if Abing wanted to come in for a duel, but he was very, very far off. So decided to commit anyway. And this is going to be another tower for Entity Gaming. They've Blizzard rotates to the bot lane really, really well. He picks up the top tower.
That's
then
a
he
dual
rotates
kill.
bot.
That's a dual kill, and there's nothing Shitato can do about it. He just locked himself in there. My bad.
He seems to spam that a lot. Yeah, but even the supports on Entity, they are pretty high level. Rubik is about to hit. Yeah, he is good at level 6.
Rip
With that, they
Queen of
secure a
Pain.
kill on the top.
Yeah, that's gonna be possibly 2 tier 1 towers now in their favor. Bottom and mid.
This Urshiga is looking really starved in terms of level. He's sitting at level 3, about to pick up level 4, so
Is under attack.
I think he's gonna have to rely on one of these Tomb of Knowledges to actually hit level 6 here.
No duel available for 10 seconds. Job easy. He's not level 6 either. Just gonna try and bait out some TPs before backing away. And they will do so successfully. Meanwhile, BDZ, he's going forward as Lift steals away a Fisher. Lifts, throws him down. Fisher blocks him. Swifty should be able to finish the job quite comfortably. This is slowly turning into a complete slaughter fest, courtesy Entity Gaming.
Yeah. I mean, Blizzard has had to do nothing for the most part of this game anyway. He's just been hitting creeps. Did rotate bot for that 1 kill, but he's had such a easy game that it just goes to show how Entity have managed to zone out these cores from...
I think they're playing it right though. This is how the Juggernaut should be run. He gets a massive power spike the moment you hit level 6, and if you get, you know, your early phase boots, Ring of Aquila and Magic Wand, you pretty much do a truck ton of damage with the ability to run down heroes with the Blade Fury. You might as well group up, start taking objectives early, and then come back with some big items for the late game.
Yeah, but do you think the Co-op will be in a position to fight? She has really no items to work with, and Co-op without items is basically a hero which can't really blink in because you have no mobility.
I mean, you have mobility, you don't have survivability.
You don't have any... You can't really blink into enemy heroes. You can drop a Sonic Wave from the back lines, but blinking in, trying to secure kills with a Stream of Pain will probably secure your kill.
That's true. And at this point, I'm pretty sure Bing is just waiting for the co-op to blink so he can go and duel her. Thomas could be in trouble here. They have the Fisher knocked down there, but he's not committing for the kill. BDZ didn't have enough mana for the telekinesis.
Yeah, this looks to be Veils all around. Swifty already has one. Venom's building towards one. Co-op has one in a quick buy as well.
Really?
Yeah, Co-op's going for a Veil as well, so...
Why?
I think... I am not sure. She should have completed her PT before anything. Because he really needs those stats.
This is a PT game, maybe even a Yule's first game. Oh, there's the duel. And there's no drop to stop this. He needs a few more moments of courage, but doesn't get them. I love how LC says we won't finish and lets her go.
I mean, the Shadow Word on top of the Co-op is a little bit too much for a Bing to deal with this point. And he has money for the blink, so duels are going to come more frequently at this point. With the advantage, the map advantage that Entity have, it should be really easy to find pickoffs. And some of these heroes, I believe, are still trying to look for their level 6, like the Warlock. So it should be easy to jump these heroes and find them if they're in bad spots.
Swifty. He's gone for the Veil of his own, so no Blink Dagger early on like you pointed out, but Bing has picked up his own dagger now, so initiation...
He's gonna get it in a couple of waves either way, so...
Yeah, initiation is no longer
decent.
a problem for them anyway, so maybe they just group up and start taking towers again.
Warlock really needs to find his level 6. The Tomb of Knowledge is available, so he can pick it up.
He's got the bottom lane though. He can probably just leech EXP here. But again, no vision. Oh, well, he does have vision in the jungle as well, so maybe he could take the risk of going and farming.
Slark might get jumped on by the LC. He sees the Dark Path being used, but walks up the hill a little bit too early and Slark spots him out.
Meanwhile, PDC thinking of going forward. They turn around and slow them down with the Venomous Gale.
Top tower is under attack.
But
Yeah, and we still haven't seen the hook shot being done.
bye-bye. Light of Heaven is done for. He just casually walked up the slope there. Unbeknownst to him, there was wards watching his every movement.
I also think that Venomance has done a slight bit of error in his build. He's not maxed out the Plague Wards, and without that, defending these towers are really hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's been questionable coming from him right from the start.
So, yeah. From the pick, from the build, from the items, from the way they start to play him, everything has been questionable about the Venomance.
Radiant's middle
Yeah.
tower
Well,
under
Entity
attack.
is playing
They're sieging 2 towers at once as well.
cool and collected Dora, taking objective after objective before going up to the high ground.
Radiant's top
It is the best
Yeah,
of one, so you can't afford to get too cocky and start throwing. Maybe even go back for Roshan after this and then go for the bush.
Yeah, and ideally you'd want to finish your game slightly earlier because then you have a little bit of a break so that the other teams, while the other teams are finishing off their matches. And I think breaks between games are really important here.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the open qualifiers are all about, right? Sure, skill is one aspect of it, but endurance and proper planning is really important.
Tower is under attack.
And that's where having an organization, having these setups, having a gaming house, having a manager, having a coach, having all these other resources does come into play. And I don't think Young 5 are established in that manner. But I mean, the kill count isn't really that high, and sure, the Slark doesn't have a lot of farm to work with, but it's certainly not out of the game at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you've just got to get that one big drop into possibly an Echo Sonic Wave. With Wombo combo lineups, it's very easy for things to go your way if everything just clicks in one team fight. But that's a tall order up against a disciplined and an experienced team like Entity.
Absolutely. Yeah, they are converging around the Rosh pit. They have a medallion as well on the clockwork, so looks like Rosh is the call by the captain, Jobizi.
Yeah, pretty much the right call here. We're yet to see a hook shot committed. I don't think we've seen a single one fired out just yet. But just having it available now makes their high ground sieging potential a lot better.
Yeah, there hasn't been any big fights since he reached level 6. Just that one dual kill which the LC got. So, can't really blame him too much. But look at his vision coming out from Entity. Wall of wards lined up right outside the base. So, anytime someone tries to leave the base on the top half at least, it's nearly impossible.
Yeah, it is. They've essentially closed out the map and just restricted Young 5 into their own base here.
And they're pushing out the lanes as well. One of the heroes was at least, so they couldn't even really smoke up and go for the Rosh play if they wanted to.
Well, I guess this should be a fairly comfortable Aegis. I assume it's going to be the Juggernaut that picks it up and then push it up.
I actually think that that upping on the Legion is doing slight bit of more damage now that he has the armlet as well, but they do give it to the Juggernaut. He is their safe laner. But double blink dagger now and a hook shot, so initiation definitely not going to be a concern. It's just that these pesky wards will now come into play. It's level 3, should be level 4 pretty soon, and then high ground sieging is not as easy as it seems, even with the advantage that Entity have.
Listen, going for the Diffusion Blade up next, but look at this, they're just clumping up with wards and just standing and defending the base. Hoping that, you know, Entity is going to walk in and get slammed by all of their spells.
Entity are doing the right thing. They're pushing in all the lanes. So Venomancer now has to choose. He can defend one at max 2 lanes, but even then it will mean that the wards are not as skewed between 2 lanes.
And all the while they're just de-warding everything along the way as well, so it's working out in their favor. Bottom lane, no wards available. Blizzard walks in and the cavalry has arrived. And so begins the siege to end this game.
Radiant structures
Job
are
easy,
fortified.
waiting to hook shot in. But they're gonna go slow and steady here. Young 5 are just waiting for Entity to make the first move, and Entity are doing the exact same thing, hoping that Young 5 jumps in first. There we go, Young 5 commits, Job easy, still holding on to the hook shot, fires, goes in, slows down the Warlock, cogs him in, and brings him down before the drop comes out. Meanwhile behind, while the Echo Slam did commit, no one on the side of Entity Gaming has died, while the healing ward stays alive through it all, and keeps them hale and hearty. Swifty meanwhile, is having a bit of fun on the front lines, pushing them back into the fountain. Good stuff coming out from Entity, keeping their eyes on the Warlock, cancelling the drop. Wait a second, he doesn't even have the drop, he's level 5.
Yeah, he didn't really have it. And no real synergy in the way the ultimates were dropped from Young 5, so pretty easy victory I would say.
Didn't we look at him like 10 minutes ago and say, oh, he's just about to hit level 6? He never hit level 6.
I'm not sure, but do you think the Tomb of Knowledge cooldown doesn't show on the caster side? On the spectator side, I mean?
Yeah, it's possible.
Possible.
I think it's the same with Smoke of Deceit as well.
Yeah, makes sense. And it's probably not there in inventory.
Yeah, this is indeed the beginning of the end. Warlock, he's waiting for a few more creeps to die in the area so he can drop a chaotic offering, but that's shared EXP among 4 heroes. It's gonna take a while. And he gets brought down. You know how betting websites have F10k and all these funky things that start now? They should start putting something for whether or not heroes will hit level 6 in these pub games.
These pub games. We just call the Open Qualifiers pub games.
I mean, this is a pub. 15 to 19 minutes in, double lane of barracks.
Yeah. Casual null talisman level 1 jungle enhancement. That's my MMR bracket. In a nutshell.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But yeah, game 1 looks pretty secure. Round of 5-1-2 I believe this was. So still a long way to go. Aegis does get triggered for Blizzard, but
the first chaotic offering that drops gets stolen. So BDC is ready to play a better Warlock here than the Warlock himself.
I'm gonna jump out and check out if the other game has finished. Do we know who entity are playing next?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
The other game is going on, I believe. It's between 2 teams. One of them is called QUO, Quo, and K4Y. I believe that game is still going on, and so pretty fresh pages.
Cool, so we probably get a break as well if this game ends early.
Hopefully.
Light of Heaven. Pretty sure he's gonna end up dying here. He's walking out by himself. Bing, he's ready. Jobizi is even more ready. There it is. Duel number 1. A dead Warlock. Lift coming out as a secondary follow-up, and Venomancer's gonna drop. He did get his ult off though. But there is a healing ward to deal with that. Look at Shitato just walking in for the Echo Slam. Oh, no one got hit. They just spread away for a moment, came back in to finish the job on him. Well, Slark is trying to get some work done. He's now out of mana. Invis under their noses, but he's gonna get brought down anyway. There it is. GG, well played. Young 5 have just ended, well rather their road through the qualifiers have just been ended by Entity Gaming. Entity will progress to what I believe is the round of 256.
Yeah, it's the round of 256 that they'll be playing. Cool. And we do have games all the way to the round of 32 today, so do stay tuned, and we wish Entity all the best in the upcoming games, but we will be following them as well. Stay tuned.
There's 4 more games coming up today, guys. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Gonna take a short break ourselves. Alright guys, just gonna quickly throw this out there. Of course, if you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel or the follow button on our Twitch channel. If you need details about the qualifier, you can always type exclamation details in the chat. And there's a neat little article written there by Gambit that you'll be able to go through. All the timings for every day, each qualifier put up there, Indian Standard Time, SGT, EU times, everything's available there. Stay with us, we'll be back with the next game in just a bit. Gambit, what's the status on the game?
The lobby is up, so I think you should be joining.
Oh, good call.
Go live pretty soon.
Yeah. Jumping in. Thank you, Face It Bot, for inviting me to your precious lobby. I'm in. Hey, wait, I'm in the wrong slot. Hold on. Okay, there we go.
Oh man, I got the first. I'm gonna have to restart Dota, but I don't know if we have the time.
No, go. Tell me when you're out.
I'm out.
I'm back in. Bot should give you an invite
Don't
soon.
let me down. Come on, Gabe. I have to spectate again, right?
No, you don't. I think the bot should just send you the invite the moment you restart Dota. Yeah, it's waiting on casters for a maximum of 120 seconds, so it's waiting on you. Go.
Failed to change lobby slot. Damn. Damn.
Every single time.
Face it is quicker than these.
And Chuck Norris on
Than
steroids.
me clicking join. Need to improve my reaction time.
No, I don't think you can, man. It's instant. It's hard coded, so you can't beat that.
Yeah.
Anyway, for those of you that are listening to us in game, I apologize if I sound like I'm talking to myself. Gambit is actually a part of this broadcast as well, but Gambit did not join the slot. I will put this announcement out once again once we finish the draft, so that I don't sound like a patient from a mental hospital that's just come out and started casting Dota. But for those of you that are just joining us on stream, you're watching the TI 2007 or TI 2007. Jesus, brain fart. Okay, the TI 7 Open Qualifiers. This is the Southeast Asian region, day 1 of Open Qualifier number 1. I'm CloudX, with me Gambit. We're from AFK Gaming, and you're watching Entity Gaming taking on, who are we watching, by the way?
K4Y.
K4Y.
Entity versus K4Y.
Yeah, there it is on top.
So I'm gonna have to, from next time onwards, I'm just gonna wait for you to join the lobby, but I think I realized it before you when I joined it. So
Yeah, I think
it's really hard.
you should.
Game is hard.
You should probably do that the next time. Yeah.
I pinged you to join, but you weren't joining, so I was like, YOLO, I'll just join. Yeah, it looks like all the games are on track because the next game, whoever wins this game, I think the brackets are already set for the next game as well.
Really?
I mean, the other two teams have started playing, so.
Oh, okay.
No real break for us. I really haven't managed to catch time to have lunch either.
Yeah, I ate a little bit before we started, but casting makes you very hungry, man. I'm probably gonna get some snacks. I've got like a box of biscuits here, but every time I eat those, I feel like a dog.
10 seconds remaining.
Can't eat while casting. I mean, I do. I'm shameless like that. But
5 seconds remaining.
That's what the mute button is for.
yeah, so do we know anything about K4Y?
Admiral Kunkka.
Not really. I don't.
Radiant team pick.
But we do have a new hero in the mix. Kunkka has been picked up by K4Y. So generally when you run a Kunkka, you have a specific game plan. You have some specific heroes you want to pick to work with that Coco's Rum, I believe it's called.
Seconds remaining.
They removed the name.
Is
We
it?
call Coco's Rum.
Dire team
It's okay. It's just
What
rum
is it
now.
called now? It's just rum?
It's just rum, I think.
R.I.P. Coco.
Yeah, I think they moved Coco. Coco became the monkey which Doctor carries now. Entity, they go for the Legion again. Looks like it's a hero they're really comfortable with.
5 seconds remaining.
And they go for the Crystal Maiden as well. I honestly don't really like Crystal Maiden anymore.
Reserve
Can't jungle right off the bat because of that high mana cost to Frostbite.
Radiant team ban.
It's not bad if you go with a couple of clarities, but definitely has become slower in the jungling department.
Yeah, but I mean, Crystal Maiden with an LC is a pretty potent duo. I mean, LC doesn't really have mana issues and can continuously harass the hell out of melee cores and melee supports in the offlane. So I think it's a really good duo. And in this particular instance, where it's either a Kunkka and an Omni Knight support or just a Kunkka support, it's a really good lineup to have. But yeah, this is tried and tested, right, from Entity. LC first pick into their 5 position support.
10 seconds remaining.
And I mean, they go for the Omni Knight and the Kunkka. One of them is definitely a support.
Team ban.
It's obviously going to be the Kunkka, I believe. But do you think this is showing your hand way too early? Because right now, Entity can run any type of tri lane they want. And Omni Knight's not going to have a fun time if they run a range-heavy lineup.
Dire team ban.
I believe you can purge off the X marks as well with the pressed attack. Should be able to, right?
No, I don't think you can. It's one of those that says strong dispels only. No, it cannot be dispelled, so you cannot get rid of it, no matter what you
10
do.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, Yules does get rid of it, even the
No.
Juggernaut spin does.
Pretty sure Yules doesn't get rid of it.
Yules does, right? That's the way to counter
Nope.
a Kunkka blinking in with X marks on himself.
Don't think so.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Team pick.
Because I remember there used to be that time when Kunkka used to make that heavy farm build and it's to blink in with the Tidebringer and try to push out waves.
Yeah, but
The
that
only
was
way to counter
that was like ages ago. I'm pretty sure it doesn't work anymore.
10 seconds
I mean,
remaining.
we had this discussion with Klimps as well, but you know, maybe someone on chat that's not as retarded as us can let us know what the actual answer is. Whether or not Yules works versus the X mark.
Reserve time.
But yeah, as far as I know, it doesn't.
Unfortunately, I don't have a dual screen setup like you. So
I don't
can't
have a
really
dual
see.
screen either, man. I've actually got one monitor that can't plug into my new graphics card, so it's just lying there. I'm looking at a black screen.
So it's a DVI port?
God knows,
Dire
man.
team pick.
You're gonna have to get a converter.
Yeah, I have a converter, but apparently it's the wrong converter. These new graphics cards, I tell you.
Most people generally don't complain when they get a new 1060, but looks like you're not one of them.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
mean, I was happy using my old card with my old shitty monitor, but
5 seconds.
Yeah, it had
just
to go bust.
Keeping everything old.
Radiant
See,
team
that old is the operative word in your dictionary.
old is gold, my friend. Anyway, Jakiro is gonna come out here. That's gonna be their 5 position support. Good versus the LC, but also good at sieging towers and pushing down early tier 1s.
So Jakiro +1 on the safe lane. They have Omni Knight on the off lane, and Kunkka should be the roaming support here.
Reserve time.
Kunkka versus Clockwork, I think Clockwork definitely has the advantage. Can run him down if he finds him somewhere.
But at the same time, you know, you can always X mark and run away and then send the Clockwork back.
You can, and it's not as easy a time for Clockwork because you can't really gank the Omni Knight. I think Omni Knight will get a point and repel eventually, and Clockwork should not be able to gank him.
Dire
I
team
actually think Clockwork works well versus the Omni Knight, more so because of the Cog mana burn. Omni Knight is a hero that relies on his mana to stay alive in the lane, and if you can
Sure,
sap
but-
some of that, even if it's not a kill, you zone him out effectively and end up securing your chorus farm.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
actually think it's going to be Omni Knight. He's going to be on the off lane, but he's not going to be really able to approach the
5
creep.
seconds
He's just going to have to farm under the tower, so in that respect, I think he's okay. He shouldn't really be dying to
Reserve
Clockwork,
time.
because Clockwork's going to rotate in from one of the other lanes, and if he has decent amount of vision, should be able to pop the repel in time. And ooh, cancerous hero number 1, Viper to counter Shadow Fiend. That is a criminal move right there from K4Y. They go for the Viper. So there are a lot of tankability in their lineup. Jakiro innately pretty tanky with high armor. Omni Knight, Kunkka, Viper.
10 seconds remaining.
What are your thoughts on this?
I don't like this Viper, man. I
5
mean,
seconds remaining.
I feel like Viper is severely outdated.
They really have no damage though in their lineup. Like literally none. Omni Knight is basically heals and sustainability. Jakiro is good for pushing towers. Kunkka is great for positioning, depositioning, and team fights in general. But they really have no one hitting heroes. And Viper farms so freaking slowly that it's almost painful to watch. You have to go for Dragonlance, you have to go for Face Boots, you have to go for Midas, and it's just very cringy to watch it.
That's true, man. But you know, Viper versus Shadow Fiend, it's
hard.
not really a matchup that the Viper wins hands down. You know, it's a matchup where the Viper has the advantage for the first couple of levels only. Post which, Shadow Fiend just has to position himself well and knock those raises on his head when Viper tries to get aggressive. And of course, in a war of physical damage, the more levels that the Shadow Fiend gets, the stronger he gets. So I think Viper is not the ideal choice for the middle lane here. I would have much rather preferred a Templar, but unfortunately she was banned.
Reserve time.
So they have their one position left, and they know that they're up against a LC and could be a rotating clockwork. So what do you think they should pick up? We haven't seen Ro being pulled out by any of the lineups.
Yeah, this is
Recent
not a
times.
terrible game for a Drow Ranger, to be honest, but with the LC and the Clockwork, heroes that can jump past the enemy front lines to the back where the Drow is going to be hiding wouldn't be a bad choice.
Wow.
This I am not a fan of.
This lineup is going to take forever to come online. See, CK doesn't come online quickly at all. Neither does Viper. Neither does Jakiro, Omni Knight, or
disagree there,
Kunkai.
actually.
I'm not a big fan.
I disagree. I think they do come online, but the problem is Viper's a hero that falls off if he doesn't keep the farm rate rolling. And when I say farm rate, I mean, you know, they're not pushing down towers and taking objectives. The problem with Chaos Knight is not that he doesn't come online. I think Chaos Knight is one of those that comes online very quickly, in fact, because he does a lot of damage in the early stages of the game. The problem is you're picking a Chaos Knight into an LC. LC loves illusions, and the more illusions on the battlefield, the more damage he's going to be able to dish out. Now, Entity's probably looking at this and saying, you know what, we need a core that can deal with illusions, or a core that has resistance to physical damage. The Sven fixed the bill perfectly here, but that's where the Omni Knight comes in.
Razor.
Or that.
That's pretty decent. Razor Viper in the same game. But I also think that the Radiant, they're going to have a hard time pushing out these lanes. They have really no AoE to speak of. Viper, CK can't really hit creep waves that efficiently.
Your voice is kind of potatoing on me. I'm not sure what the issue is.
I think yours does the same to me from time to time. But mine matters because it goes into your output.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay now? Is it better?
I can't really tell. I mean, it's probably going to get better as we move along. Let's just hope that happens.
Oh yeah, I have the stream running on the background is sapping some bang.
Yeah, good job. Stream. I'm sure it was a stream that's running on the background.
Remaining.
Oh, yeah. It was. Don't be so doubtful all the time.
Remaining.
I really have no faith in this Viper CK lineup. I'm gonna give the definite edge to Entity here.
I actually am not too convinced by Entity's draft again, because back in the day, Chaos Knight used to be one of the ways to deal with the Razor. You make an army of illusions and you jump the hell out of the guy, no matter which. Well, if he doesn't steal it from the primary hero, which really is a game of RNG, you're in a lot of trouble. Entity's also relying on a lot of physical damage in their lineup with the Shadow Fiend, Razor and the LC, and that's where the Omni Knight adds so much value with the Guardian Angel. I think I want to say Entity are on a clock here. They need to be aggressive in the early game stage and use that LC to snowball out of control, because if they don't, the late game advantage is something I would hand over to the Dire side.
Yeah, I mean, late game with CK is definitely secured for the Dire side, but I feel that Entity have a better draft to contest early and mid game. With the Razor, there's no real way in which the offlaner contests this lane. Yeah.
I think the major issue is that, you know, the Dire doesn't really have ways to stop Entity's pushes coming in, whereas
I also think that okay, no, it doesn't look like being TP'd early to plant a ward.
yeah,
I'm not really sure what this ward achieves though.
Swifty is busy farming up cogs to get his souls online. I'm gonna do it for a third time now, apparently. Job easy, unfortunately. Ends up denying creep of his own. But yeah, they've given Swifty a good 9 souls to start with. That should allow him to last hit, or rather outlast hit, the Viper at the middle lane. And with a good clockwork rotation, they should be able to get kills on that Shadow Fiend as well. I mean on the Viper as well.
And they can keep doing it. I believe they have one more turn of denying these cogs. So
Yeah, I think they're gonna do it with
I believe you
PvP.
can start with 18, right? At level 1, yeah. Looks like he's gonna be already.
How dirty is this, man?
I think this is something which most teams know at this point, that this happens. I'm not sure what Bing tried to achieve this ward. It does block off that cap, but is that really that impactful here? Oh, and it's support Omni Knight and offlane Jakiro.
Huh? Yep, Null Talisman Jakiro.
These null talismans in the offlane have just tilted me to the very core.
I think
triple melee lineup. Oh man.
LC is just... I mean, she's wet right now. This is as good as it gets for an LC in the lane.
Triple melee tri-lane. What are these teams thinking? What is going on? I am bamboozled. And already Clockwork in the mid lane trying to harass out the Viper, but it's not that easy. Especially with the Clockwork not starting with a stout shield. He can't really approach the Clockwork from any angle here. Do they have a ward in the mid lane? Yeah, they do.
There's your 18 souls on Swifty. And oh wow, Daffy's taken a beating here. Clockwork with a couple of good rotations coming in. They might... I don't think they'll get this kill, but it's at least gonna force out the Iron Branch Tango. Or maybe even the Salve here.
He gets the D ward off, I think.
No, I don't think he got
Just
the
their
ward.
ward. They planted a very safe ward.
Mhm.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the kill with the Clockwork not being level 2. Didn't really have battery assault in that fight. So.
What's the game plan with this off-lane Jakiro though? The moment he walks out in the lane, he's dead. And the creep wave is almost never going to reach his tower because PDZ is going to control the equilibrium.
I honestly think that they wanted to run the Omni Knight, but they saw the Razor and they were like, there's no way in hell that we allow Omni Knight to go up against Razor. Because
But how's there a
literally
better
can't stop
choice
the damage.
to put the... what do you call it? The Jakiro there? He's not going to do anything either.
Yeah. Just now to sap up whatever XP he can.
Uh-oh, job easy. Whiffing on the cogs there, unable to get the... maybe he's gonna get the bounty rune anyway? Nah, too greedy.
Yeah, but already lane 1 forced 50 in the mid lane courtesy of these cog denies that he got.
So he had 9 denies if I'm not wrong at the start.
He had 18 souls in the beginning.
Yeah, so that's 9 denies and then he's added on to that with another fair amount, man. He's at 23 denies, 16 last hits. Viper is 6 and 2 and he's getting out leveled here as well. Top lane though, they've got the stun coming out on Legion Commander Bing. He does have 1 point in the moment of courage, so... And he's also got the overwhelming odds coming out. Jorbeezy is going to run in. They want these kills. Jorbeezy with the cog block, the overwhelming odds connecting on 2 heroes. They do have the heal coming out from the Omni Knight along with the torrent coming in from Golden Retriever. Cast comes in, gets the stun, the Reality Rift, but doesn't quite get a kill. It's first blood towards our Bing and it's going to be more. He's blocked. He's stuck between the rock and a hard place. And Entity. This is... I can't say this was unexpected, man. I mean... It's triple melee tri-lane. What do you expect when you've got a Clockwork and an LC on the other side?
I think this lane has become really hard considering right now. Jack on the Omni Knight, he doesn't have any mana to
Simba, is he dead here? No, BDC can't quite get in range quickly enough. 275 movement speed, too little.
Yeah, and I think at this point if Jorbeezy sticks in this top lane and burns whatever mana he can, all these heroes, they suffer so much, especially the Omni Knight and the CK. Without mana, they really have nothing to work with. And CK, I believe he came with a clarity, and that's not there as well.
Jack gets smacked in the head with Jorbeezy and his cogs now. This time he should get the bounty rune, but Jack is trying to go all the way around for this. Jorbeezy even finishing up the Tranquil Boots now, allowing him to stay mobile on the map and will regenerate his health and mana courtesy the Arcane Aura.
Wow. Mid lane, the disparity is just mind-blowing. 32, 33.
So much,
50.
so much for Viper's early advantage. Jorbeezy with his rotations and with the cog denies just negated
this
his
is what
advantage.
I said. What do you do with a Viper? You can't jungle because you hit 1 creep at a time.
You buy a TP
Can't
and
straight
go
up run
play shit,
Midas
man.
because you're never gonna get any damage done.
Meanwhile, Blizzard casually sapping all of Simba's damage. BDC doesn't have mana for a Frostbite.
But mid lane Viper's gonna fall.
Things are just going from bad to worse here for him.
He should never be walking down the river. And he has a ward to spot out Jorbeezy as well. He got spotted out, but he still couldn't evade that gank.
Look at
This is looking
Jorbeezy,
really
man.
bad.
He just keeps splitting between mid and top lane. Pisses off the Omni Knight, pisses off the Viper, pisses off the Omni Knight, comes back to kill the Viper. This is his job now.
And this Viper pick has not worked out at all.
Look at our Bing, man. Oh, look at our Bing. This is balls of steel. You creep skip behind 3 heroes under their own tower. Come on, that's... I mean, I know you're good versus melee heroes, but you're not that good.
Yeah, but he's already topping the... not topping, but he's leading the last hit.
Look at this. He's got 9 charges on that stick, and Jorbeezy's coming in as well. I think they're gonna get a kill here. Ouch! That was just painful to watch, man. And he doesn't even pop the stick charges.
Wow.
The real question now is, are Entity gonna suffer a single death this game?
Yeah, I think maybe the CM... CK should generally, once he gets the ultimate, if he goes on CM, there's no real way to win this game. So, you have to say they had that one potential kill on the CM, and again, Cogs getting the mana burn on the Omni Knight. He's sitting at level 2. That's how bad it has been. Started off with an offlane Omni Knight. I'm still gonna go with my prediction here that they wanted to go for an offlane Omni Knight. This is where he's sitting at.
Well, at least Simba is getting something under his tower now. 13 last hits on the Viper, 6 minutes in. While there's 53 on the Shadow Fiend. I mean, a good creep score is 60 last hits in around 10 minutes. This guy is 53 in 6 minutes.
I think Shadow Fiend's overall last hits will be more than all the other heroes combined. Not all other heroes, but all the
dire heroes. Yeah, I think
I'll do a quick math and tell you. 32, 17, yeah, it definitely is more than. Because Omni Knight and Konka sitting with 3 among themselves, and Zakiro has 5, so...
Meanwhile, our Bing, overwhelming odds, Phase Boots runs into Chaos and smacks that horsey in his butt. Comes right back. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Jorbeezy goes, Jorbeezy kills. Finds another one, this time on Simba.
Things have fallen apart pretty quickly. Being already sitting at level 6, has a duel to work with, so just needs another hero to rotate with him, and that's gonna be the first goal victory.
I think he's going for this, yep. They do have the torrent coming out, though. Moments of courage not available. Chaos survives, but watch for the rocket flare now. It should come out. Where is Jorbeezy? Is he gonna fire it off? He's holding on to it. Chaos has just juked him though.
Has he though?
Nope, he hasn't. Wrecked.
That just happened.
8 minutes in, 7-0, 7,000 net worth advantage for Entity. No dual kills though.
And I think with the how much range does the Dragon Lance provide? Let me have a quick look. It provides 140, so that should put Swifty at a position where he's able to right click the Viper without the Viper being right.
Yeah, it should.
Look at what Jorbeezy's doing.
This is ridiculous. This is actually getting ridiculous now. Top lane as well. Look at what's happening there. 1v3, man. He's just destroying them. Dual kill. Okay then. Who's next? This is... Poppy would be proud.
Probably gonna have to pay for that. Bing is gonna go down here.
Is he though? Is he? He's got the press the attack. Pops it. Dies anyway. The first and only death on Entity's gaming side is now going to be avenged by BDZ and Blizzard. But they've been spotted by a ward. And Jorbeezy doesn't have the hook shot. He got an urn before he hit level 6 on a support roaming clockwork. Things could not get better for him.
There it is. Misses on the comms, but that still should be a kill.
Yeah, they kind of overcommitted, but who cares? They got the kill anyway.
Yeah, at this point I think we can use who cares for anything and everything which happens at this game. So we're gonna try to stay clear of those 2 words. Where is Swifty? I haven't seen him.
He's been diving towers at bottom and then he comes up top.
Yeah, Entity free to do anything they want at this point. Razor picks up phase drums. They want to try and finish it off early, so they have a little bit of a break. And Blink not being gone for by the Legion commander. He's gonna go straight up armlet.
Yeah, we saw this earlier as well, but in this game he's just dominating, so why the hell not? Cast. Easy
CM.
trying to make a play here.
Is under attack.
Jorbeezy's on the front again. BDZ. Possibly the only hero they can actually kill. Or can they even kill him though? Guess they can't. Chaos is getting kited around while behind. You've got a dual kill coming out. Jack is down. And so is Daffy. Chaos hits the deck next. Swifty with the double, while Simba on the front lines is getting run down by a Razor and an LC. Bye bye. It's 4 down and Kunkka, the only survivor, doesn't even connect that last torrent.
Is under attack.
Done and dusted is what I feel about this game. Just watching nonsense at this point.
I mean, it's a lot easier for Entity than their previous game at least. Or at least it looks a lot more comfortable for them.
Yeah. The triple melee tri lane against an LC.
Has fallen.
What are they thinking? What are these drafts coming out from teams? They start off with a Kunkka, they put a Chakiro on the off lane.
You live and learn, man. I mean that's what the qualifiers are for. You come in, you get beaten up by better teams, learn what you did wrong, go back, reiterate, come back the next time.
Sure. Be positive in this scenario.
I mean, you can't criticize every single team for trying, right? I still say props to these guys for signing up as a squad.
Yeah, true.
It's
I mean, if more teams had signed up, no team would have gotten a bye in the first round.
I mean, I'm gonna throw a little bit of Hindi out here, but this is where you learn your auqat. You think when you're playing in your own cafe, you think you're on top of the world because you smash all the other noobs that come into your gaming cafe, and then you say, you know what? Why keep smashing our noobs in the cafe? Let's go out and smash everybody and go to TI. Who is this EG? What is this Sumel noob? I'll go there and show him. And then you show up here and then you get smashed by a relatively unknown team. And then you blame your lag.
Yeah. I think that mentality is still better than the, oh, there's no point even trying, Entity's gonna win it.
I agree.
Mentality.
I agree. That is the worst kind of mentality.
That's the worst one, yeah. That's the real cancer mentality. Jack is still at level 5 here. So, no Guardian's Angel, and so is the Kunkka, so no Ghost Ship. This high ground defense is gonna be as hard as it gets.
This is Entity's new strategy, right? You know, if they have a hero whose ultimate counters you, just play so that he never gets his ultimate online.
I think their new strategy is force the enemy team's offlaner for a null talisman. That's the new strategy. Get a null, get a tango, and insta lose the game.
Why? What is this null talisman meta going on here? Is it legit meta or is it just, you know, coincidence that two teams decided to do the exact same thing?
No idea. I keep getting distracted by these small snowmen which PDZ keeps making. That new mon's pretty. Then
Big casually walks in and kills him off. That's a dead offlaner and a dead Jack. Still no Guardian Angel.
chilling on the high ground.
Look at Viper so desperately trying to score a kill there but can't get anything done.
Viper has face boots. I'm sorry, this game is just too funny at this point to actually cast seriously.
Throws a stun, gets punished for it. Daffy just died in side damage there, look at that.
I can't look at it anymore. My eyes are bleeding.
Look at Cos's optimism, follow me.
Now they've gone into all chat.
Okay, at least they had fun.
Yeah, 17 and 1, 21k in 14 minutes was fun. Sure. You should stop hanging out if that's your definition of fun. I'm gonna drop out and now I'm gonna get to the bracket. I'm gonna let you know if the bracket is up.
Okay, cool. Stay with us, guys. We're gonna come back with the next game. Hopefully a bit more competitive than the last one. Alright everyone, quick update. We're just waiting for EMPF versus AS to end. The winner of that match will play Entity Esports. Gambit and I are both taking a short break before that game, so get yourself some water and some food as well. When we come back, we should be watching Entity Esports facing off in the round of 128. Yo, Gambit, if you're here, the lobby's up.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you. So give me a heads up when you're in.
I'm in.
Wow, I just clicked the accept and I still couldn't join the channel.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm in a different game.
Yeah, I think you clicked the wrong one. Hurry up, man.
Oh, that wasn't the right one. Pretty sure it was.
Come on, come on, come on. They're joining.
Spectate. I'm getting my invite today. Okay. Should be in. Yep, looks like I'm in.
Empo finger, that is EMPF. I have no idea what that means. Man, I'm starving.
I just got myself some little bit of snacks.
Man, I've got Theptin biscuits here, which are supposedly good at like getting rid of your hunger, but it's not working. And it tastes like shit, dude.
That's because you tried all fancy. I went Milano and I was satisfied as...
Oh, bro, Milano.
Looks like you're waiting on some of the entity players to join. It's like a Bing and Swifty and no, Swifty's there. Blizzard's also there, so only a Bing.
I'm just typing out on chat, letting folks know that we're in the lobby.
G.
Who's missing? Blizzard and Bing.
I think they have some time left, so they're taking a little bit of a break.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. But the game did finish earlier, so...
Probably started like a pub game or something.
How are they looking on the MMR boards?
I'm sure it's all hidden, man. I don't think they're gonna be exposing their MMR data. Okay, BDC is
They're on the
actually
leaderboards.
proudly flaunting it. 7168. Swifty has hidden it.
All the EDG players are on the leaderboards.
Oh, okay.
Swifty's at like 7.5. Lizard is 7-1. The Bing is 7-3. BD is also 7-1.
Ooh, I think Fire Dragoon versus Boom is gonna happen soon.
Yeah, it should be. Jobizi is lacking a little, lagging behind 6.7. Not bad. Okay, let's quickly run through the brackets and see how the other teams we know are doing. Let's see. Aggressive.
The game has actually started though.
Okay, no matter. Let's see.
Yeah, but I mean, you could always alt-tab and check out what Aggressive 5 is up to. I'm quite curious to know as well. But
They are playing, yeah.
yeah, like I was saying, but for those of you that are just tuning in, we're back. Entity Esports, or rather Entity Gaming, will be taking on something known as Empo Finger. Not a clue what that is. I hope it's not something dirty. But they're going to be on the Radiant side in a best of one matchup here. Entity on the Dire, going to ban out the Nyx as their first ban. Night Stalker maybe again.
I think they straight up go for the LC again. Entity.
So
The ban maybe...
remaining.
hard to say.
They've been banning
Yeah,
Night
I've-
Stalker consistently,
yeah.
so
5 seconds remaining.
why change your rhythm now?
Empo Finger. I'm gonna Google
Reserve
that.
time.
That definitely sounds dirty. I would
Yeah,
love
if
to
it's NSFW, please keep it away.
Empo Finger.
Oh, they banned the LC instead, so Night Stalker is still in the
Radiant
pool.
team banned.
It is first pick towards Entity Esports, Entity Gaming, so maybe they pick up... Yep, there it is. Night Stalker is going to be their first pick, so clearly they're a team that values it very highly, either banning it or picking it in their first phase. As for Emperor Finger, what are they going to go with as their opening two? Slaughter it is, followed with...
Radiant team
I'm fairly confident this is going to be a roaming Slaughter. I don't think we should see him put on the off lane. But it's been a while since we've seen the Slaughter pick coming out.
So it looks like Entity favor either the Night Stalker or
10
the
seconds remaining.
LC really a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because and they run a
Seconds
3 position
remaining.
Night Stalker as well, because I do remember a Bing running that hero.
Oh, okay.
Reserve
So that's...
time.
Is this... So this is probably like an Entity signature. They just pick up a Bing 0 first. And then they pick up the rest. So offlane seems to be their priority. And you know, I was talking to Crowley the other day as well. He also mentioned that this is the meta for the offlane. And he also mentioned that Abing has been playing some good Tora of late. So far so good. He hasn't proven us wrong. Taking on that tri-lane by himself just the previous game.
that was a
Yeah, I don't think
that
that
was funny
counts.
too.
Well, second pick here for Emperor Finger. Did you Google it by the way?
I did, couldn't really find out what it was.
Okay. How about A5? Do we have an update on what they're doing, how they're doing in the brackets?
A5 have been playing. They're in the. I think they're playing the game before the. I mean, they're in the round, which is happening. Which Entity was in before this?
256?
Yeah, 256. Yeah. Some of the other teams I couldn't find. I looked for Council. They were not there.
Dire
Go
team.
figure. Now let's go figure. GF.
10 seconds remaining.
Go Figure Red are also in the round of 256. They're playing against a team called Retarded Horse. Great. Great.
Reserve
Evos is
time.
in it. I think actually most of the other teams are playing in the round of 256.
What kind of a name is that? Retarded horse.
I have no idea. There's no logic in any of this. How's Buriza doing? We know TB. TB is Buriza should be. Yeah. Buriza are also in the round of 256. So not bad. Everyone's in the round of 56. I think our set of games have just happened quicker than anyone else's because we are much ahead
Yeah, it's
as
just...
compared to other teams.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the other guys like FDG and WG are still stomping their way through their brackets as well. That's usually how day one of these qualifiers work, right? It's just stomp, 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 stomp. Maybe the RO32 ends up being a tough game, and then the next day is all exciting matches.
Yeah. And I think the seeding, there is also a system of seeding. It's not purely random, is it? I don't believe it is.
Yeah, no, there is some subtle seeding. I don't know if it's straight up, what do you call it? If it's actually announced that there is open seeding, but yeah, there's definitely, because every single year teams that are teams to watch out for end up getting buys.
10 seconds remaining.
That's true.
Dire
I think
team
a large percentage of teams get a buy in the first round, so it could also be random. But I also feel that there is a seeding in
Radiant
place here.
team pick.
And for the third game in a row, Entity pick up Clockwork. They have had a lot of success with the hero. They're running it well. They're getting a lot of things done with it. So don't really see why they shouldn't. And they have so much vision to work with in this game. It's going to be
10
insane.
seconds
Especially once the Night Stalker gets his Ags.
5 seconds.
Clockwork
remaining.
Rocket, Night Stalker Ags, Vision. Not a problem.
Yeah, there's a lot of initiation potential, lots of roaming potential coming out from Entity. Emperor Finger, though, they've opted to pick up a Venge and a Slardar. Now, what I find concerning about this is, if this is indeed a support Slardar, Venge isn't the best babysitter. It's really easy for Entity to pick up an offlaner that can just deal with that tri-lane very easily. If
I
it
think
is an offlane Slardar, I think, you know, the Clockwork works well versus him, again with the cog pushbacks and of course the battery assault to harass him out of the lane.
I mean, I think by now Emperor Finger should already know that it's going to be either the Night Stalker or the Clockwork. Most likely it's going to be the Night Stalker. If they've done their research, they know for sure it's going to be the Night Stalker. But, I mean, they have probably realized that the offlaner has been shown for Entity.
Please stop eating biscuits, man. You're making me hungry.
I'm not.
Oh,
I was just playing with the packet. So.
Man, I can hear your face full of biscuits there.
I genuinely am not. I actually finished one.
Damn you.
Sad face.
I need to get some food after this one. Magnus is going to be the third pickup.
10 seconds remaining.
Emperor Finger. Still going all in here on some AoE
5
combos,
seconds
but
remaining.
now...
Maybe a deny pick coming from Entity because they see the Magnus. PA is in the pool.
Reserve time.
Yeah,
Could get picked up if they don't choose to go for it.
yeah, they could definitely run the PA, but that's where, you know, they're going to need some magic damage on the side of Emperor Finger. They don't have room for a Lion or any other magic damage heavy support
Radiant
anymore.
team pick.
The lockdown coming from Emperor Finger is really strong in this game. They have the RP, they have a magic missile, they have the Slardar stun, so lots of stuns. But again, that does mean the wave clear isn't as great. The deep push isn't that great.
10 seconds remaining.
So Crystal Maiden coming out from...
5
I mean,
seconds
their
remaining.
deep push isn't great, but they've got amazing initiation, right, on the side of Emperor. So
They definitely do.
if there is like a haphazard push coming out from Entity, they should be able to jump in with the element of surprise. But again, that's where the vision game from Night Stalker and Clockwork is too strong.
Lena.
Okay, so they go for
Dire
Lena.
team pick.
So offlane Magnus, mid lane Lena, support Slaughter eventually, and this should be a dual roaming support because both of them are really bad at zoning out the enemy offlaner.
Exactly.
So
but you
it's gonna
have
be
to
a dual
have,
roaming.
in which case they're gonna have to pick up a one position that can deal with the lane by himself.
I
But
think most one positions should be able to deal with Night Stalker.
it's
Because
not
eventually
as
there-
easy as it sounds because Night Stalker is one of those with, you know, a fair bit of armor and a fair bit of regen to go into the lane with.
True that.
And he's also
I
one
mean-
of those that can take an Iron Talon and ditch the lane altogether. Come 4 minutes, he leaves the lane almost every time anyway.
So Entity, they still have the mid laner to pick up. There is a co-op in the pool. There's a Shadow Fiend. There's an Invoker as well. So lots of heroes which Swifty does favor. He even plays the Mirana quite a bit. So
Yeah,
But
I think
that
we're going
hero-
to see a TA here.
yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. He can
Templar
actually come.
Assassin.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like the obvious choice. There's very little damage over time on Emperor Finger. It's a good pick versus the Lina. It's an even better pick when you couple it up with the aura from the Crystal Maiden. Almost a no-brainer there.
seconds remaining.
And that means that their safe laner is left. I'm just gonna
5
put my
seconds
phone inside.
remaining.
Emperor Finger, safe lane, what do they go for?
Reserve time.
Maybe a Drow Ranger? Bad idea.
Dire team ban.
You want a melee core, right? Something that works well with the Magnus. Perhaps a Sven, maybe a Chaos Knight again. Yeah, this is a confusing pick. They have the option for a Slark as well, but that's not a hero I rate very highly with the Magnus in power. But it is damage over time with the Dark Pact to deal with the refraction, so maybe it's not a bad choice. Again, there's not too much AoE control coming out for that Slark, so...
Reserve
I think both teams have a Slark up their sleeve because it's also good against this very heavy stun based lineup coming out from Empo Finger. So
dire
I
team
think
pick.
either of the teams will pick up that hero.
Yeah, right, actually. Slark wouldn't be terrible for Entity Esports, but... then they're gonna have a slightly harder time sieging the high ground.
I think Empo, they also want something to combo a little better with the
10
Magnus,
seconds
but I
remaining.
think they've kind of limited themselves on that front because they only have their safe laner to pick
5
up.
seconds remaining.
Sven gets banned out, Ursa gets banned out.
And they're actually strapped, I mean, they don't have too many options here.
I think a ranged hero might work better for him. I'm still okay with them picking up the draw here.
Yeah, I think
Then
Entity
again,
could work
that-
with the draw.
Yeah, the deep push isn't there from Empo Finger, so the tower siege should be decently easy.
I mean,
Especially
there is deep push though. You clear out the creep wave with the Dragon Slayer
With the
and
Lena,
Magnus
yeah.
Shockwave.
They go for the Slark.
Yeah.
Right.
Radiant team.
No damage
Yeah.
over time on the other side either, and I mean Dark Pact is really good versus the amp damage as well.
Yeah, and I believe Empo Finger were gunning for the hero as well, so they're gonna have to dig deep
What do they
here.
go for now? What are their options? Anti-mage? And play split push Dota?
10 seconds
Against Night Stalker
remaining.
Ags and Crystal Maiden and Clockwork. I think it's hard.
5 seconds remaining.
Not, yeah, I mean I really don't know what basket to put your eggs. What? So we're looking at a one position slaughter now, and Disruptor gets picked up as the final. You know, it's not terrible actually. There's little merit. I mean, there is some merit in doing this so that you don't force yourself into picking up a, you know, a clunky carry that's doomed to fail right from the start. It's not terrible. I mean, I can agree with this. And now they're just gonna live fast and die young, and you know, if it works out well, they'll take down the throne early.
I'm sorry I missed it. I had to shoo off Pigeon which had entered the room.
Pigeon. You had a pigeon in your
I-
room.
Yeah.
See, this
I
is
stay
why
higher
you keep
up,
cats.
No, I don't want a bloodbath in my room.
10 seconds remaining.
So it looks like it's a one position slaughter.
5 seconds
Okay.
remaining.
Interesting. Last minute switch up coming out from.
Yeah, I mean, I was just talking about that before you came in, and I think it's actually a good move coming out from them. It is a Hail Mary play because they basically lost out all their options, and like you said, it did seem like they were going for the Slark but didn't quite get it.
Pretty sure both teams knew that the other team also wanted Slark as well.
Yeah, I'm still in favor of Entity here, not just because they've showed an amazing performance so far, but this time I actually think their draft is better.
Yeah, I have to agree. But
Prepare for battle.
they've surprised us with the inferior drafts, but will they surprise us with a better draft is the question.
That ward is literally on the edge of that tower, but I don't think this observer provides rune vision, so it's absolutely pointless putting it there. It's just okay. It's not gonna get dewarded. It's very unlikely that it's gonna get dewarded, but yeah, it's not the most efficient observer ward.
No, I think it's to protect your offlaner as well because they use this ward in the other games as well. Whenever they are on the die, they use this ward. So this is something they've worked out. Maybe the coach has worked out for them or something of that sort.
That's actually the Radiant observer ward.
I'm talking about the die ward. Oh, you're talking about the
30
Radiant ward.
seconds
Yeah.
to battle.
That doesn't spot out the rule. Slightly out of range of the tower as well.
Chobisi is waiting for that courier snipe again. Look at him, he's just hanging around inside the trees. The hero even walked past him there. And he started with the boots, so the snipe should be quite comfortable. He can even cog the courier in and beat up on it if he needs to.
And Bing might not be able to approach this lane anymore, I think. Double stun with a kinetic field. Is gonna be
Oh
really
man,
hard.
there was some miscommunication here. Disruptor decided to call out a clarity for himself, while Armine wanted to call out a salve, but couldn't because the courier was making a trip bottom. Because of that clunky play, it looks like the courier is actually going to survive. Jobizi might just, get bored and leave here.
Nope. He's still hanging around.
Patience from Zoe.
Is inching back slowly and slowly. Does he have vision though? No, he doesn't.
Oh, no, he doesn't see it. It's gone.
He's gonna see it though.
At least he'll snipe it on the way back.
Yeah.
Creep wave is down, and so is the courier. Rip.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
What a pest. Okay, again, Swifty in an advantageous position, gets himself that sweet spot where he can call out a bottle before the Lina gets it. While Bing is now moving up. Jobizi is actually moving up top. Hell could go down here. He started with the skewer though, so he has some defense. There's also an observer watching him here.
It's a vengeful one position. I got it.
Look at this! He got him on the cliff, Jobizi. No, he fell for it.
Okay, that's hard.
That was so obvious.
Yeah, Jobizi's been playing really confidently, but that really hurts, man. All thanks to that ward. I think they've been watching a little bit of NTT games because they knew that he likes to harass enemy offlaners like that. Poor old Jobizi, he's just watching.
He is stuck there for a long time, man. His courier is busy delivering a bottle towards the middle lane.
Maybe he's trying to make a play with the cogs. If someone walks nearby, he can try and get them out as well.
Look at BDC slowly waltzing towards him with that TP scroll. Hell, I'm sure he wants to throw him up there as well or cancel that TP. What?
He might fall though.
Please don't die for this.
He's gonna lose his bounty though. Not as effective as it first turned out. So BZ is still level 1, but he gets a bounty for his efforts. Slada will pick up the other one. Hell missed his, and double bounty for the crystal main.
Ooh, double damage on Paramex. He's running into Jobizi. Does have the crush available but chooses not to use it. Meanwhile at bottom, Bing is taking a bit of a beating here, but it's just two supports that are chasing him down.
Yeah, this is definitely not an as easy lane as it was in the previous games for Bing. He doesn't even have any regen to work with at this point.
But
he's calling some out.
That's the thing about Night Stalker, right? He's got a base regen of 3.5, which is quite absurd in itself.
True.
It's also one of the reasons why he's such an effective roamer slash offlaner.
Yeah, and Magnus, he had to raid into the jungle from level 1 itself, so he also is not doing so well in terms of levels. Slark has had a relatively easy time, already very close to his PT, and
They
I think
could
this is a
score
game where he
kill here.
managed
I
to
mean,
come
Magnus
online.
is... It's not like the Magnus is unkillable here. If they can bait out a skewer once, coming in with the Crystal Maiden for the second time is an easy pick off. Blizzard doing the right thing, even committing some mana to get some damage done on Hell and forcing him to blow his salve early on.
I think he wanted to force out the salve.
He's
Yeah,
got
but
a
I
fair
think-
bit of regen himself as well.
Yeah, I think Jabizi is suffering in all of this because he's not managed to pick up a lot of levels, and he's not harassing. He's just he's stacking the ancients for this TA, but he himself needs some levels to work with at this point.
That's okay, he can always catch up by stealing some EXP from those ancients. For now, runs into Pyramex, there's no bounty rune to be taken. He's even called out 2 observer wards now at the 4-minute mark, so then it's some vision advantage going their way. While Wind is in trouble, that's a hasted job. Easy running into him with Bing already giving chase. He will get into the trees, but is he going to get far enough? Clearly he isn't. Bing is on the other side. While they did get the cogs off, they will get first blood. Jobizi will die for it, and Bing might actually go down as well. 6 seconds till they have a magic missile, but hey, it's night time. While Paramex continues to give chase, he does have another crush, connects it off as well. Magic missile hits him as well, but Bing is just too tanky with the poor man's shield, the boots, and the infused raindrops. I gotta
Yeah,
say,
so
ELF
Nightcrawler-
they're not as much of pushovers as the rest of entities opponents have been. They
Yeah,
definitely
I
give them a
also
run for
think
their
that's
money.
because of this draft here. And they're gonna get a shrine, so Bing's gonna start off his nighttime. Yeah, 1 minute is down of the night, but they did manage to get a kill, and they used the smoke as well after popping the shrine, so there's gonna be a rotation onto the Lina.
Yep, Clockwork with a lot of movement speed, by the way. He's got boots as well as the wind lace, so getting in position for those cogs is not a very tall order for him. Mine has the bottle available. They've got a sentry on observer what plays down. Wins. He kind of anticipated the movement, but he was a tad bit too late, because of which he's going to end up dying here. They have the cogs. They do push them back a little bit. The crush comes out from Paramex, but TA has entered the fray as well. Paramex ends up going down. It ends up getting into a 1-for-2 trade in favor of Entity Gaming. However, Almine did get one kill there.
He did manage to pick up the clock fall. I think this is the problem with that Magnus using that ward near his ancients, sorry, near his shrine. That they don't have any real vision in the mid lane. Lina literally sees nothing, while Entity, they actually managed to put down a ward behind the Lina as well. So.
Meanwhile, Hell getting chased down by Blizzard. The pounce will connect. Blizzard going for the Dark Pact, doesn't care about the bounty rune. He wants this kill as BDZ comes in with the Frostbite. He got greedy there. He should have just stayed back. He might have just run away.
And Blizzard's already level 6. I think he's the... no. He reached that after the Lina, I believe. How's the Lina doing in terms of last hits? He's matched up better than any other mid laner, at least in the open qualifiers against Swifty. But Swifty still coming out ahead in this battle here. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Vengeful does fall to this gank.
Yeah, but Bing and Job Easy, this is like this lethal duo that Entity Gaming has up their sleeves. Every game you'll see the two of them coordinating together and making plays, and you know this is probably the best set of heroes as well to give these two, the Night Stalker and the Clockwork. So much kill potential within just the two of them.
Yeah, and we still have 1 more minute for night time, so probably do see a Bing. He hits level 6, maybe uses darkness as well.
Uh-oh, Veins. I've seen this before and it's happening again. He's gonna go down here. Jobizi stays out of the circle there, but does end up getting pulled back in as Supremacy gets... a Bing gets stunned up under the tower. Night Stalker with the flying vision gets the kill. Wins is making a run for it inside the trees, but gets chased down as well. Double kill for a Bing. A TP was incoming here. It is Aomine, so they will get the dominating streak off of a Bing there, as the Lina comes in and claims 420 gold for it, while Jobizi is trapped in the trees and ends up getting brought down. Totally worth it for ELF to rotate the Lina down there, especially since she got both those kills. That overextension has been punished.
But I think they got 2 kills on the back of that, and Vengeful is really poor at this point, has only brown boots and a wand, so... I mean, generally Vengeful is a carry that is okay to give up a little bit on farm.
Yep, but I mean, whatever advantage that the Lina had, or rather the TA had racked up at the middle lane, was now eroded by that dominating streak taken away by the Lina. So it puts him right back into this game and gives him some firepower, some much needed firepower rather, to take some fights. But rinse and repeat, Bing and Jobizi are back to doing what they do best. Paramex is down, and it looks like Venge is going to go down next as well.
Yeah, and look at this Slark, he's not been pressured at all. He's gonna try and hunt down the Magnus. He has an ultimate to work with, so not really feeling scared at this point.
I think another TP just got cancelled there. Oh, it was bottom lane. Wins. I think he tried to TP top, but again gets brought down. This duo is just devastating. Top lane BDC with the roots. Paramex is in a bit of trouble here. They have already used the Dark Pact. Shadow Dance gets expended as well. Veins is there on the backlines. Blizzard just chunking away at them bit by bit, but will back away without overcommitting.
Yeah, and Magnus still can't really come to these fights. He started off in the jungle, has an Iron Talon and brown boots, but not yet level 6 and struggling to get any sort of creeps going to his name.
I think just beating the hell out of Hell here. Sends him packing again. That Void does an absurd amount of damage on a hero like the Magnus, who's got no infused raindrops on him.
Fortunately, it is daytime, so Entity are going to have to rein in a little bit of that aggression. But Bing should be getting his next set of items before the next night time.
He is so tanky at this point. I mean, his max HP is 1200 at the moment, and he's got 9 armor with a poor man shield on top of it. The only way to kill him is with magic damage, and if you commit a Laguna Blade on him, and of course the LSA and Dragon Slave, that opens up a lot of breathing room for the rest of Entity to get aggressive in these fights.
Yeah, but he's going to be going for that HP boost. He's picked up the Bracer. He's going to complete up the drums. Drums is the item which Entity really love to have. It's not a very popular item in the scene, but it is one which Entity really enjoys having on the poles.
Yeah, it fits well with their playstyle. It's you know, kiting. They really love playing Dota, where they kite around their opponents, go in and out of the fights with their superior coordination, end up taking opponents down. And of course, drums with the move speed burst does help to that end. Top lane, Blizzard and BDZ playing it safe for now. They do want to make a play here, but not when the Lina is missing. But now Vaynes is out here by himself and should be going down. The pounce is there forward. Vaynes is continuing to run through the trees and does end up TPing out. Meanwhile at mid, Jorbeezy is here by himself. The LSA will not connect and Paramex can't get in range for the crush either.
Look at these stacks which have been made for Swifty. He had a stack in the bot ancient cap, double stack I believe, and one more double on the. That's a triple actually on the near his shrine.
This is gonna give him a lot of money here. In fact, his net worth lead is just extending bit by bit. I heard a Laguna at mid, but Jorbeezy still survives. Looks like his stick charges gave him the upper hand. Space was created for the top tier 1 to go down and for the ancients to be taken out as well. Mega net worth leads going in favor of Entity, except for that one little blow that the Lina dishes out, bringing down Jorbeezy. Amine does pop his wand charges and has a TP available if he wants to bail.
We still haven't felt the impact of the Slark in this game.
Bottom
But,
stuns after a swap onto a Bing, who just pops the nighttime and says, "Come at me, bros." Slark joins the fray. They get the kill on the Slara. Supremacy, or rather a Bing makes a run towards the south side, starts salving up as well while he waits. Has another void, comes in, finishes the job. But a glimpse sends him further back to safety, while Blizzard is actually going to work on wins, and remember, he does have the Shadow Dance if needed. They're just slaughtering their opponents here, Entity Gaming. They hit a minor power spike in the mid game and they just haven't left the pedal since then.
yeah, and the second nighttime just started, and Blaze is gonna pick up his Shadow Blade, so he and a Bing and Clockwork are
No,
going
that's
to be
actually
all over the
darkness.
map.
It's not nighttime.
It's going to be. It's 12 minutes, right?
No, 3 minutes. In 3 minutes is when it's going to be night. Anyway, Jorbeezy does pop his cogs along with the battery assault, and then there's of course BDZ going to work behind, so they do get the kill on Pyromex, but Jorbeezy will pay for that with his life. Glimpse will pull the Crystal Maiden right back next to Armine, who gets rooted up with the Frostbite, but still will end up getting the kill here by the looks of it. Blizzard though enters the fray now, punishes Armine for overextending her welcome, and gets brought down. Vaynes in trouble as well, starts to lose some of the stacks courtesy the Essence shift, and is getting brought down. It's turning into a complete massacre here. Bing does want to leave the kill for his carry, but then he says, haha, just kidding, it's mine. Hell, he's actually taken a passenger along with him, RPs him back up onto the high ground. What the heck?
Well, when nothing goes your way, neither does Gaben. The RP landing on that high ground. And a Bing? It's been glimpsed back. Are there any rotations to help them get the kill?
Lina,
yeah,
Magnus, Shrine wins, is just staying alive as best as he can, but Bing has bailed.
Sorry.
Blizzard is here for another bout, and wins is finally brought down again. Bing is just going to town on them. Clock with a hook shot. They're just non-stop aggression now coming out from Entity Gaming. They're yet to go back to base with this Night Stalker. They'll bring down another. A double kill for the NS, and this, my friends, is why you do not give Entity Gaming Night Stalker in the first phase.
Yeah, they have too much vision to work with at this point. There really is no place that the Radiant can go and farm in. With the Shadow Blade, with the Night Stalker, with it being night time, it's really hard for.
Blizzard is just going ham elsewhere. Hell, with the swap out, rather gets swapped in, gets rooted and brought down. Jorbeezy getting taken along for the ride now. Blizzard's come back in for another one. Remember, it's just a level 1 essence shift, so if this was a little later in the game, he'd be stacking up so many more stats and beating the hell out of opponents in a jiffy. But Shadow Blade popped. Night Stalker comes in from the trees again. Where are you safe on this map when you're being dived under your tier 2 that's under backdoor regen protection?
Is under attack.
It's crazy, man. You think you got to dodge a Slark on one side and then you've got a Night Stalker that flies over a cliff on the other. And all the while Swifty's taken ages.
So, Night Stalker's picked up 11 kills and 6 assists in 15 minutes. Which is pretty much the story of this game. Sure, he didn't have the best laning phase, but once he did the first nighttime, he was right out of the gates. He just unleashed himself there.
This is his. This is just something signature hero, man. This is some impressive stuff coming out from him. He knows his hero perfectly, knows how much damage he can take, knows when he can bail from a fight, which cliff to jump over. It's quite impressive and quite a feat to watch indeed.
I literally haven't seen Swifty do anything other than slow people using the psionic traps.
And farm stacks.
Farm stacks, yeah.
This is the best game for a core,
He
right?
got a couple of meld hits though.
When you're playing a team game and your core doesn't need to do anything, you know you're in a very comfortable position.
Yeah, and soon the silver edges will be up.
Radiant's bottom tower
Slark is going for one. I think are being opted for the even for the Solar Crest and Vlad. So he's gonna stick with his team, help his team out, not really rushing that ads.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Well,
He
he's
didn't
in
even
a
stop for a Midas.
compromising position now, but again flies over the trees. The hook doesn't connect. Unfortunate there. But I mean, remember he's got the Yules if he wants to shrug off the silence. He's just running for it now. Doesn't even Yules himself into the air. Just gets brought down. Well, Blizzard brought down the Slaughter behind. Now he goes forward for wins. Double kill for him. Another massacre courtesy entity gaming. Did I just say courtesy?
Radiant's middle tower.
But I think this game, at this point I think it's over because they can't really initiate. They're not close to a Blink Dagger and they'll never be able to approach an Aegis Desolator TA who's gonna beat on their high ground here. They can't really do this
Radiant's
anymore.
middle tower has fallen.
Life is hard. When you're up against-
Destructor sitting with brown boots and 1 tango and he just hit level 6 fortunately. PT on the bench, nothing to work with on Magnus, has mana boots. I don't know how, but Slardar managed to farm up a Blink Dagger and all of this. That is impressive.
It's a naked blink, man. There's no magic stick, no infused raindrops, nothing. Just boots, blink, TP.
Radiant's top
Silver
tower
Edge
is under
up on the
attack.
Slark.
Check out this
At this
legendary
point
play
they can
though.
really do anything.
ELF, if they get some kills here, it could actually work out because there's a lot of money on their heads here. There's the crush, it's not a bad one. Static Storm to follow it up with a hook shot to bail. There's the jump in, the RP catches everyone. They might just be able to do something here. The LSA comes out as well. ELF, unbelievable stuff, but it's just a bit too late. They end up getting brought down anyway. But a valiant attempt indeed. Really, props to them for pulling that off. And not just, taking it in the behind inside their own base.
I mean they tried. I'll give them points for trying that RP. The 4-man RP into Static Storm, but it was the tail end of the Static Storm, not really having that much.
Yeah, unfortunate though.
And now with the Solar Crest and a TA, it's gonna be 2 sets of Raxes at max.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Well,
Can't really defend without RP anymore.
maybe not 2 sets of Raxes though, because
I think it could be. They're gonna have to rotate mid.
2 lanes of Rax? Nah. I mean, they've respawned already.
There's no RP, there's no Static Storm with
That's true, yeah.
with Solar Crest and TA. I think this is pretty much.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Blizzard, he's up to no good. Brings down the only initiation that was there on the Radiant side, and then Swifty brings down Veins as well. Glimpse is there on Job Easy, sends him back out of his own cogs, but the damage has been done. Lena's been brought down, and this game is over. I mean, we don't see the GGs coming out just yet, but I don't think it's going to be too long before it happens.
35 and 8, so good start to the day by Entity. Hopefully they don't lose their focus, they don't
PDZ.
get complacent.
That 60 damage talent, allowing him to get the mid melee barracks. Easy. Paramex, is he gonna try something here? Yeah, they know it's over. Joe PC. final blow on Paramex there. The swap on Veins, he's actually put himself in a more compromising position, while behind they're just firing off a bunch of spells. Blizzard, wow, he actually survived all of this.
So it looks like Entity's opponents for the next match has already been decided. It's a team called Veteran, so we actually won't have a big break in the game. We're gonna have to jump into the game as soon as it gets over.
Back-to-back games. Just be sure to join the lobby slot ASAP because the game will start without us.
Yep.
Hook shot from downtown. Oh, the Magnus! He took him along with him. Okay then. Now they're just having fun. I don't see why they haven't tapped out just yet. I do feel like ELF had a shot to this game. The early game was not terrible, especially with that rotation from Aomine towards the bottom lane where he got a bunch of kills, but after that I think our Bing just stole the show.
Yeah, I mean they had a shot with the draft they were running, but again these offlaners have just not worked out for the these teams playing against Entity. They're playing it really differently. They're going jungling, they're starting off with weird items, and it just hasn't worked out. But I think as the brackets progress, the games do tend to get a little bit more closer, a little bit more competitive, and sure, this is day one, so we don't really expect it to happen, but it's always the next game, there's always hope when there's the next game. The game is a little more close.
Yeah, well, so far Entity's been finishing most of their games within 20 minutes or so, but how much money did Swifty end up giving up there for his death? 1300 gold for Swifty's death and 1500 gold for Blizzard's death. Almost 3000 gold coming off of 2 kills for the Lina.
I mean, the net worth chart is at 34,000 plus for Entity. So.
Yeah, this is done. Here comes Batman. Yeah, not much to say about this. Entity just ending it. We're just waiting for this game to end before we can jump into the next one. Well, they've got hot though, ELF. I have to give them that.
Just having fun skewering people back into the fountain.
Well.
Finally.
Alright, let's see. I believe the lobby should be up.
I'm just gonna wait for you to join and give me the go ahead, so I'll join as well. You can see the match in the lobby list.
Yep, I've hit the spectate button. I should get the bot invite soon. Okay, I'm in. Quickly. Just one left, hurry up.
I've not received my invite yet. Yeah, I'm in.
Channel.
Ooh, finally! Finally I have game audio. I think I had it in this game as well.
Yeah, you had it in the game.
Yes! Wow, I didn't realize, but it's been raining pretty heavily out here.
Yeah, I'm surprised my internet is still alive.
I'm gonna take a moment because there's no one in the house and I have to shut out the windows.
Alright, I'm gonna mute my mic as well till the game starts. Try and get some food till then.
team ban.
Alrighty then, we're back. Gambit, are you with me?
Dire
I
team
think
ban.
Gambit fell out of his window while he was trying to shut it. Anyway, folks, for those of you that are just joining us and for those of you that have been sticking around as well, we're now watching Entity Gaming going up against Veteran in a best of one. Hey, this game is actually going to be a good one. I see a few well-known names there.
10
Leo,
seconds
Kenji.
remaining.
If I'm not wrong, these are players from the X team known as G7. So,
5 seconds.
again, if I'm not mistaken, this should be a bunch of 6Ks, 7Ks, maybe even a few 8Ks in their ranks. So,
Reserve time.
expect a good matchup now, folks. No more pushovers. Entity Gaming on the Dire, and Veteran going to be on the Radiant.
Radiant team pick.
Just gonna quickly check if everything is good on the stream, folks. If it is, do let me know.
Dire team pick.
If you're having any problems, let me know as well. I'll try and fix them up. That goes for all of you on YouTube chat as well as on Twitch chat. Alright, Entity Gaming, they've got 2 picks on the board here. They've opted to ban out the Night Stalker this time around, so we're not going to see any Bing shenanigans coming out. They do have the option to pick up the LC. That's a pick that they've favored quite a bit of late, and indeed they will go for it. The second pick, usually, well, so far it's been the Crystal Maiden for the most part. Perhaps they go for that here as well. Still waiting on Gambit to revive, by the way, folks. Not
10
sure what
seconds
happened to him.
remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alright, 2 minutes in, or rather 2 minutes of reserve time left. Entity Gaming still not picking up that Crystal Maiden, and there it is. They found a pattern. They're not going to break that pattern up until they're forced to, but unfortunately it is a best of one, so they're going to have to play their cards close to their chest and very carefully. Welcome
Sorry,
back.
I just got back. Had a bit of a
10
domestic
seconds
emergency.
remaining.
Too much water in the house. Forgot to.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I kind of I guessed that you fell out of your window while shutting it, so.
Reserve time.
2 minutes.
Hope for that.
Reserve clock. What's your call on Veteran's next pickup, man? I know it's too soon, but do you think they should be going for a support here, or just reveal their hand and, you know, pick up an offlaner?
They know they're up against LC, so they can go for a support or I think they can even pick up the safe lane.
So, I'm not sure if you're familiar with their opponents, but Veteran are actually a team with some pretty good players, some names that I've seen in the past in a
They're
team called
veterans.
G7.
Ban.
Ah, the G7. Okay. I know.
Kenji, Leo, Skille, if I'm not wrong, played under the alias Masterlay once upon a time. And Mystery and Insane.
I've seen
both
Insane
are new
as well.
names. I've seen a lot of Insane, so I don't know if this is...
That's true. That's true.
10 seconds.
They go for
remaining.
Timbersaw. Wow, that's a hero I've not seen in a while.
But one that
5
could work
seconds
versus the LC quite efficiently. I mean, if they choose to run an offensive trial lane, that
Reserve
is.
time.
I really think that these open qualifier games could use with a little bit of a gap in between 2 matches. This is too tiring for him to play. I mean, it's still okay when we are casually casting it, but running these games simultaneously must be really hard for the teams.
Yeah, that's one of the problems
10
of the
seconds
Dota scene, I think. You know, most open qualifiers are all best of one knockout matches, which does add a lot of, you know, that RNG element to it. And to actually get invited to the next tier, you need to make it through one of these RNG elements and then make it through the regional quals and prove yourselves there. So it's a very long and tedious road that's not entirely dependent on skill.
10
I think the solution for that is something like a closed league, you know, of sorts, where amateur teams get a chance to scrim against semi-pro teams and have a sort of promotion relegation format. Maybe a long-term league that Valve themselves could organize. Something like, dare I say, Riot does, but with a little more, with a few more relaxed rules.
I mean, to be very honest though, Open Qualifier provides something which no other esport does, which is a chance for nobody to come and win TI. I mean, theoretically it's possible, which no other esport, or for that matter, even sport offers.
That's
That-
true. I mean, it does have its
So-
own charm. Wings
Yeah.
Gaming has proven it, right? And I mean,
Wins didn't come from open qualifiers, did they?
I think they did at one.
No.
No,
Things
sorry,
were
that was
really-
CDEC. My bad, that was CDEC. CDEC
CDEC
actually
also
came
didn't
from...
come from open qualifiers.
Hey, come on, I'm pretty sure CDEC came from
They
the
won
open...
wild card. They didn't really come from open qualifiers.
If I'm not mistaken, they went from open quals into regionals. In the regionals, they placed in the wild card slot, and then at the wild card, they ended up,
Reserve
what do you
time.
call it, winning the wild card qualifier and ending up in the main event. I may be mistaken
look
about
it up.
this, but you know that would be the real Cinderella story for Dota. I mean, there's also the fact that a team like Secret made it through the open qualifiers when they were forced to play it, right? And that just proves that the system isn't entirely broken, and that if you're a good team, you should be able to deal with best of ones as well.
Yeah, I mean, teams like Secret and AG also have battled through open qualifiers. In TI, I believe they did qualify.
Secret did. I don't know if EG was forced into open quals, but Secret
EG
was.
were, when Universe left Secret and joined them, they had to.
Dire team pick.
Pretty sure of that.
Alright. Okay, so Entity, third pick. What do they go for here? So far they've been running their standard opening 2 picks. Now they have an opportunity to show us something new. They have banned out the Tinker as well as the Life Sealer, while OD and Ursa have been banned out by
5
Veteran.
seconds remaining.
Maybe we see an Invoker coming out here. There is synergy with the Legion Invoker,
Reserve time.
also the Crystal Maiden and the Invoker.
So, which round are we in? This is round of 64 for ETG?
Yeah, I think this is the round of 64, so just one more
Nice.
game after this.
Yeah, that looks about right. Okay.
Entity are really thinking this next pick through. They'll go with the Tusk, okay.
Tusk is generally used as a counter against Legion. That's the the most I've seen him being run in. But looks like they pick it up with the Legion. Interesting. I've seen it run against Legion a lot of times where you put the dual target into your
10
snowball.
seconds remaining.
But that's the thing, right? I think Tusk is one of those situational supports that doesn't merit a pick without any real objective behind it. When I say objective,
True,
you know,
true.
it's either to defend your team from an LC or to maybe deal with a Life Stealer and his magic immunity. I can't say that it's a very good pick coming out right about now, but you know, it's something that does fall into Entity's comfort zone, so in that regard it is justifiable.
I still am doubting their ability to bring down this Timber Saw in the after the 8 or 7 minute mark. They don't really have any magic damage to work with. Crystal Maiden's ultimate, really the only one which they have this one.
But I mean, they have Blade Fury in the early game, so that could put Timbersaw on his toes. What's worrisome though is, yeah, like you said, the late game, not enough magic damage, no real pure damage. How do you deal with him? Even the lockdowns are, I mean, while they are quite impressive, they're not enough in my opinion to stop the mobility on the side of Veteran, because you're going to have a blinking, sprinting Slara, you're going to have a Timber Chaining, Timber Saw, and I'm pretty certain we're going to see something like a Slark even being picked up here for added mobility. Uh-oh, he was still in the pool.
Dire team
This point, honestly, Entity are looking a little short of damage against this Timber Saw and Bristleback.
How on earth are they planning to kill the Timbersaw and the Bristleback? I mean, okay, there's a lot of value with the Silver Edge from the Juggernaut this game, but and
Could
the
even
LC
be-
for that matter, but
10 seconds remaining.
that's a
They don't even
while.
have an OD to do the magic damage for them. That's been banned out.
Radiant team
The classic Meepo ban coming out from Entity towards the end of it. I think that's a smart ban because Meepo would have fit Veterans ranks quite well here.
Yeah, I mean, 2 frontliners, Meepo jumping in out of the fights whenever he
10
wants.
seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
and Meepo's fairly tanky himself. I wonder, does Entity go back for something like an Invoker? Okay, never mind, Invoker just got banned, but I was thinking for the extra pure damage in the early game with the Sunstrike, some magic damage from the Meteor.
I think maybe-
Necrophos, do it.
Mid lane Necrophos. Then I would rather have the Juggernaut on the mid lane.
10 seconds remaining.
Necrophos. No man, not
5
Necrophos.
seconds
How about Queen of Pain? Sonic
Queen
Wave
of
for
Pain.
pure
Yeah.
damage.
Queen of Pain, I think, is number 1 in the
Reserve
priority
time.
list, but might get deny picked by Veterans here.
That is a possibility. Actually, I think this is a mid Timbersaw and then a offlane Bristleback, which is where they're going to look for a 1 position now.
It'll be a little too greedy, I feel. Ah, interesting. They go for a 1 position Venomancer or a mid Venomancer.
I think it's versatile because Entity probably had the TA in their minds.
Yeah. Actually, all the 3 cores can play all the 3 lanes. I've seen offlane Venomancer, I've seen mid Venomancer, I've even seen carry Venomancer. And I've seen Bristleback on all 3. I've seen Timbersaw as well on all 3. So
Yeah, it could also be a support Venomancer and then Slaughter takes up a core role.
5 seconds
no.
remaining.
No. Don't really see support Venomancer. It's really bad.
What does Entity go for as well? I personally think Entity has been outdrafted here. What are your thoughts on this?
There are other good games on as well. I believe FDG versus Boom ID has started. So. Fortunately, they're on the other side of the bracket, I think. So they won't really face off against the winner.